All the good girls you take out for dinner, but all the bad girls you take out for liquor. All the good girls, they don't pull the trigger, but all the bad girls, they pull it much quicker. It's never too late to get down and party, switching from good to bad, cause you're naughty. Feel it inside, oh inside your body. Let it come out with shots of Bacardi. Let your body go. We'll take it nice and slow. Just let your mind be free and come in close. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they act like beginners. All the bad girls, they know that they're sinners. All the good girls are really good kissers, but all the bad girls are really good strippers. Baby, don't slow it down, let's keep going. I think that you and I should lose clothing. I think that all good girls just need coaching. So let me show you how, let's get on it. Let your body go. We'll take it nice and slow. Just let your mind be free and come in close. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. Oh, the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they go to heaven, but the bad girls, they get backstage. All the good girls, they the bad girls, they oh, the good girls, they but the bad girls, they
She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have.
I could feel the butterflies multiply every time I meet your eyes. Amplify deep inside once I feel your skin on mine. Though I try, I can't hide all the ways I feel inside. You're everything I want in life.
She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have.
Got a body and she naughty, never want her off me. Hot like wasabi, hot like some coffee. We drink like a hobby, like to get sloppy. We ain't never stopping.
Yeah. I just wanna drink with this girl all day. I don't wanna think, I just want to play. Keep me underneath the sheets while we sleep all day. I just wanna feed everything I crave.
I recall the first day that I met you. How could I forget you? No, I don't regret you. Hope I don't upset you. I miss laying in bed too. Your head up on my chest, you were never second best, boo.
Sipping on some liquor, we remember all the good times. Live a little quicker, thinking bigger, wish we could climb. Look up in the mirror, seeing clearer for our first time. Just a couple sinners, man, I wish I could reverse time.
Yeah, we fake it till we make it, or we break it, often hated, getting faded, getting naked. Every time I feel impatient, and sometimes I can't escape it. I just wanna feel you shaping, like my dreams, I can't sit back, I have to chase them.
She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have. She just wants to flirt, so I flirt right back. I just put in work, yeah, I work like that. Got me falling and it hurts, yeah, it hurts so bad. All in and it's worth everything I have. Like J. Cole, it's my first time. Goddamn, and she's so fine. She got a body and a sharp mind. Not a nine, she a straight dime. Short skirt and some hot socks. She finished up.
Dude, we're finally live again.
Yeah, I know. And it feels
Hey!
kind of,
Are we missing something?
I don't know.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and roll the intro, dude.
That's fine. Hello, everybody. My name is Kyle the Irishman Morrow. Welcome to JAK Live on an audio.
Alex Fatman
And
Gregory. What the fuck? Seriously, he's
Did we
gonna
leave
get...
him in the car?
Wait, what?
Tommy! The
Wait a
TM
minute.
Martin!
Hey, dude, I'm down if you are.
Huh. Don't forget to turn the mic on.
Yeah.
This is my show now?
Oh my God.
Wait a minute. He's normally the one giving us hell. Does that
He
mean we get
has
to
been.
reciprocate?
Oh.
I'll just say,
He's
I will
like,
remember.
hold on.
The DM does not forget.
You
What's
did
that?
last time.
I went back and I watched that tomfoolery that you did. And you got yours coming.
Ooh.
I might just have to give you a little special something. We'll just have to see what happens.
So, do you want to explain or should I explain?
Explain what? Oh, why?
How Jamie turned into Tommy.
Well, okay.
Ninth level true polymorph.
Yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, that's totally what it is. We actually, James got called in literally last minute, and we were like, well, shit. Hey, Tommy, how busy are you?
And he just happened to be in town. It's like,
It worked
are
out.
you busy?
Not busy enough, apparently.
It's like, not busy enough to avoid us, but just,
Just enough.
just busy enough to be able to come out and
Kind of
bullshit with us for the next couple hours.
I mean, this is something we were talking about though on
The last one.
on the last
Yeah.
episode. Yeah, so we're gonna be able to actually do what we originally thought we were gonna do. Speaking of which, by the way, if you would do us a huge favor and go click that like icon as well as the bell notification icon. Yeah, icon. And that'll let you know every time we go live, because we go live every Friday, somewhere around 1-ish usually. Or we'll be either way posting a skit or one of Tommy's D&D games that we've been doing here lately.
Not doing it soon enough. I'm sorry.
We aired the last one.
I need more.
He is enjoying torturing us way too much.
Either
Yeah,
that
I
or he's like us and he's gotten that little YouTube adrenaline. It's like, ooh,
Yeah, it's one of those
I
things
like
that's
When
kind of...
when D&D, I see the appeal now for D&D live streamers. I get to have more control than a normal person would on the show, and I'm like, this is mine now. It's all mine. It's like, and I would like to state on record that my dream is complete. I have now officially hit this table for Jungling.
Wait, what?
Oh, he's right. He has.
What?
He hit the table before you did.
Oh, I got my own little box.
He said,
so I'm good.
y'all done giving me furniture. I've got a chair.
He's like, I've got my own roller around.
I got a new desk.
We're gonna
Got
have
my
to
own
post
background.
photos of his new desk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a new desk, and I'm good.
You may have a desk, but I have control of a whole world. So
I have control of the stream.
He can end the world in a heartbeat with one click. I mean, it's been interesting this past a week or so. And when we posted last week's D&D, I still haven't sat down and watched it to see how it turned out.
It turned out good.
I like the very last session was really good. I was kind of disappointed that it had to be split where it was, because like the second episode felt kind of out of place, and like the third episode at the very start of it was where the big thing started happening.
Yeah. So it was kind of like a build up a little bit. Yeah. But hopefully,
it was a filler episode. It's okay.
I mean, it's going to be one of those things that down the line we may have one of those episodes that's just not that great. But that's D&D, and we kind of have to space it out to a certain limit. The 4 hours and whatever per video is.
There's only so much torture they can have in a 2-hour session. That's what they're doing. They're limiting my ability.
No, like all right, so one thing that we always do is we check the views to see how people react with things like that. And we kept noticing that when we did the 4-hour stream, even though we had that 5-minute placer, people would go to that 5-minute placer and they were done.
Yeah.
Like that was it. The 5-minute placer would pop up, and then they stopped watching. They didn't care. There was like a handful of people that actually went all the way through for the 4 hours. And it was probably us.
Most of those views were probably mine. all 85, like out of the 85 of the first episode, at least 20 of them were mine. No, I only watched it 3 times, but I may be a little narcissistic.
I'm not that kind of nerd. It's only 3 times, so it's like 16 hours out of my day.
It's like, when are you going to stop lying to these people? Okay, we know you pay bots for subs. It's okay.
I wish we did. No, we're not those kind of people. We're one of the things that we actually talked about when we first started doing this was we were not going to pay for bots.
And I was one of the biggest supporters of not doing that. And now we're like almost a year in, and I'm like, are bots really such a bad thing?
Well, it's like,
yes.
I want real viewers.
Well, true.
I want real viewers. I want real people watching our content. And that was something that we talked about, is we didn't want to be fake with the show and basically
if we build it, damn it, it's because we built it.
Yeah, and if we fail on our own terms. Yeah. It's not us trying to cheat our way to the top.
Hey, can y'all hear out of y'all's right hand?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
do you hear me out your right hand?
I have a little special something for the next time someone streams. Next time somebody watches us stream D&D.
Yeah.
I have a spoiler. Blizzard's going to go down again.
Damn.
Oh no.
I saw that coming.
No, I don't plan that far. Yeah, who am I kidding?
By the way, if you haven't checked out our D&D episodes, you can go and check those out. Have we made
no playlist?
No playlist? Okay.
We should make a playlist.
Yeah, remind me to do that after this.
So we'll be making a playlist. I think that's been on our agenda, and we just haven't gotten around to doing it yet.
I'll be sitting in a guard booth tomorrow instead of guarding inmates, so I'll have a little time to do it.
Okay, yeah. One other thing I actually want to bring up before.
Of course, the man living in the studio at the minute could do it.
Wow.
If he'd relearn how to use a computer.
It's been a minute. It's been a hot little minute. But one of the things that I actually wanted to bring up is I want to start talking to people about Patreon, because we have one and we're wanting to make it start moving. And one of the things I was thinking of doing is maybe doing a live stream for just the Patreon.
Yeah.
At least maybe once a week or something. A small stream, not like one of our big streams, but
a little 20-30 minute thing.
Like maybe not like even all of us, just whoever
it can just be one of us, to kind of sit down
personalized
and just
Q&A.
Yeah.
Get to know us more than anybody else.
Maybe find out some of the behind the scenes stuff, but that's what I'm wanting for like the lowest tier, and I'm thinking of the other tiers, and I can't think of anything. So if you guys actually have a suggestion for like what you guys would like to see, or is there
like
something
a day in the life of each of our members?
Something to that nature. But like, I want the live stream to be the lowest one, because I want to be able, if they donate anything, I want them to be able to see that stream, because I want them to be a part of it. But it's one of those things that I'm trying to find that happy medium of what we're going to do with that, and I've been really thinking on that actually a lot lately. And I don't know. I think we'll figure something out. But I wanted to take suggestions from our viewers, because you are the guys that'll be most likely doing this, unless somebody's just willy-nilly handing out money please, Mr. Beast.
Man, we've been hitting at Mr. Beast for a minute. Come on, dude.
Mr. Beast,
Help,
where you
help,
at?
help a man out.
I actually had a tweet. He put out a tweet. He said it was something along the lines of, one of these days before I die, I want to make a video that is me giving away $1 billion. And I said, that's really funny because I've always wanted to receive $1 billion. And I said, hey, we can make our dreams come true all in one go.
I have a question.
Okay.
Wasn't there supposed to be a script under the table? I feel like I've been cheated.
No.
No, this is literally off our
This
heads.
is all.
So
The closest thing we have to a script is we share this little links thing,
And that's it.
So
and like I'll browse through there, and like for instance,
That's how good we are. We don't
I've-
need a script.
So I've got, looking at it, 3 watchers, and I know exactly who one of them is. So I'm going to go off rails. Hey, Roth. Okay, I'm done.
Is there any shout outs to your mom while you're here? Or?
She doesn't watch.
Oh, now pull Mama in. She might get a laugh.
She doesn't know how YouTube works.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's an easy fix. But but no, like I don't know. That's something I really want to talk to everybody about. So comment down below or comment in the chat and let us know. Can we pull up chat? How's chat looking right now? I don't.
dead.
It's dead.
Yeah.
Well,
I can say what JAK Live said.
no, that's fine. I think we know what we said.
I mean, I don't, but okay.
What did we say?
Oh, there, Rotherin
Hey, buddy.
said, "Hey, buddy."
Whoop whoop.
But yeah, that's something that we definitely are gonna have to work on in the future. Is we're gonna have to really talk about the Patreon stuff.
Yeah.
And figuring out what we want to do.
Get some merch set up.
Yeah, that's another thing that me and James have kind of hinted at, and we've also got a skit that is still in the works.
Well, now if
skit.
come November I get to go by where I'm wanting to go, we'll have plenty of monitors for it.
Yeah, because we've had a couple of things that have been holding us back just a little bit, but once those
Don't break your phone.
those
Tyler.
hurdles are overcome, I think we'll be good to go on everything. It's small things right now, like you just started a new job. James,
dude,
I've started college.
you don't have to say hi to us with you being here anymore. It's weird, isn't it?
he's
Okay.
He comment.
Yeah, I know. It's
I'm
like, dude,
surprised
you're
he
here.
didn't say firsties.
You know what? That's a good point.
He's third.
First.
First. I think you lost.
I think
on
you're
that.
a little behind on that.
Yeah, you're a little behind on that one.
No, the rule is the first person to say first was first. That's how that works, right?
I thought it was the first one to comment.
Exactly. The first is first. I win.
Oh, sweet. Apparently he's at work.
Who?
Rutherford.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Just put us up on the TV. Do you work at like a restaurant or something? Just put us on the TV. That'd be great. You can check us out on Twitter as well. Go check us out to our individual Twitters.
Nice.
You don't have a Twitter.
No.
You don't have a twatter?
Twitter is cancer. Ooh, am I not supposed to say that?
Don't worry. We'll give you some cancer by the end of the show.
Yep. We've just warmed up.
You can fix this in post, right?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. Editing is wonderful.
Sure. Yeah, you should
Editing,
see that.
right.
See, Rotherin's on my side. Technically, I was first.
All right, so what do we got going on? Like, I've got a couple of things.
Let's go with a good, funny one first. Because I found this one, and I don't know if you read it or not.
I have no time
But
to read any of
An Amazon worker's reason for quitting seems so completely ridiculous that HR thought he was joking.
Wait, what?
Yes.
All right, who's this by? Like, the article?
Okay, so 24-year-old Dennis Weems.
Who's the article by before we go?
Oh, Market Watch.
Okay.
I don't know. It was one of those I found. I laughed, and I'm like, hey. So apparently, he went into work and told him he sat at his computer for 5 minutes, said I'm sick, went home, came back the next day only to explain that he was leaving. And so they thought it was a joke when he told him he was going to be getting 10,000 pounds a month for the next 30 years because of the UK lottery. They thought he was joking. That's about 12 grand a month
Yeah.
he's getting from the lottery for the next 30 years.
If you
Wow.
if you happen to be watching the stream, if you want to find our Patreon,
Yeah, we would love to.
But like he plans on like his first trip, he's going to Disney World.
who doesn't go to Disney World for the first trip?
Oh,
Yeah, I
me?
mean, like, yeah, I wouldn't go.
I'd go to-
I'd rather go to.
I go to Vegas.
Studios.
I would go to Vegas and gamble the first month.
No.
Nah.
I mean, Why not? $12,000.
Don't get me wrong. Eventually, I will stop there.
Because it'd be my luck. I would go with and use like, okay, here's 10 grand just for Vegas to gamble, and I'd either walk out losing all of it. I'd either walk out losing all of it, or walk out with even more money. One of the two.
I don't know if y'all have seen this, but FedEx pulled out of delivering packages for Amazon.
Yeah, that's actually been a big deal.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
European world.
Yeah, Alex, when he said something about Amazon, I thought about it.
Yep.
What happened?
Let me go
Overload.
find it real quick.
Just too much.
Well, think about it. You got more people shopping on Amazon than anywhere else online.
I mean, I know that Amazon has been trying real hard to find a delivery system that's in company.
Dude, they've been deploying their own delivery
I know
trucks.
Amazon has
has
their
drones
trucks.
and trucks and things like that. They've been trying to find an outsource, but the problem is in certain areas, like here, for instance,
You get FedEx.
you
or
get
UPS.
FedEx or UPS, and honestly, it's a 50-50 shot of which one you're going to get. You don't really know until they let you know what it's coming in, so you can track the.
All these people I hear about going to Disney, and I'm like, I've never been.
I've been to Disney World.
I've never been.
I've never been to any Disney.
Okay, so basically it says they're gonna let their contract expire at the end of the month.
Okay, so it's not done, but it's
Like,
if you want to order anything next day and you live in our area, you better order it now.
yeah, basically.
well, I mean, they got UPS and
The mail.
USPS,
And
and I'm
DHL. Or
no,
something like that?
we don't really have DHL around.
No,
here
not
anymore.
around here, but I'm saying like what do they have left?
We have
UPS and
UPS,
Postal
USPS.
Service.
Yeah.
Which
Now, every
a lot
once
of
in a
my
while-
stuff actually comes through the mail carrier.
Oh, really? See, all of mine comes from UPS usually.
Like every once in a while, I have seen in Sebastopol the yellow one. What is that one?
DHL.
Yeah.
DHL. I've seen that one, but like that's rare.
DHL's expensive stateside.
Yeah.
But now, if you're like me and you order shit from China from time to time, that's who they ship to. And then when it hits my area, it goes to the post office.
Yeah.
Rothern has a good point. Instead of going to Disney World, go to New Zealand and visit the Shire.
That is the only reason to visit New Zealand, other than the beautiful scenery. Don't get me wrong; I'm sure it's absolutely gorgeous there. But honestly, if you really think about it, tourist-wise, that's all they have.
I want to live in a hobbit hole.
Actually, you can get one. I actually looked this up. I was actually very curious because I saw somebody was like, "Yeah, I'm basically going to make a hobbit house," and I'm like, "Are you serious?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's a real thing." It turns out there's a shell that you can buy, and it can link to other shells.
Yep.
And you can put it, and they'll put dirt over it, lay grass on top of it. Even you can grow trees on top of this thing. And all it is basically they create a hill over the structure.
Man, forget apocalypse bunkers. I want a hobbit hole.
And they'll even put the wooden door there for you, and like the inside, they have like this wood layout that they like you special order, and it looks dead on like from in the movie.
See,
and
what
I'm
I
sitting
would
there
do-
going,
See, if I went to
I would
New
have
Zealand,
I'd have the entryway and then an elevator down. So it'd be a doomsday bunker, but it'd look like a hobbit hole.
so like your Minecraft.
Yeah, kind of like
house.
the way I do Minecraft. That's something Joan Lee has learned about me. When I build something in Minecraft,
you build down.
I'm like block level 5 is where I build my
See,
base.
I build up. I build on the mountainsides.
And
when I
that's why
play
you fall to your
Minecraft, so-
death.
No, I'm fine.
I have
yeah.
when I play Minecraft, my choice of house is A, tree house, B, underwater.
I've done that.
Underwater's cool when you can get glass and sponges.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what I do.
where me and Alex is going to be building in our world that we have and on our server that we have now.
There's a big ass
It's
crater.
a big crater, like I mean, really.
It looks
cool.
like a
Joey,
meteorite
you
smashed.
remember the house that I made on the PS4 version? You remember the castle up top?
Yeah, it was.
And then
huge.
I had that elevator that went down to the lake, and then it was a glass house in the middle of the lake, so you
Yeah.
could be in there looking straight up, and somebody's fishing, and they're going, "What the fuck is in there?"
I had a server.
I had a
where
little
it
bitty
was-
room.
It was based on Atlantis, and the
Whoa.
entire server was glass underwater.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
But yeah, I've created some really interesting places.
Castles are nice until you get a spider. Then you have to blow it up because that's the only way to get rid of the spider. There we go. I was hoping both of y'all would catch that.
Brittany
Burn
said
it.
her house is cute.
Dude, I
Aw.
looked at her house last night. I'm like, we just started this world like 2 days ago. And me and Joan Lee found this little grotto looking area right off to our big crater, hole in the ground place we're building in.
Yeah.
And it was one of the old multi-flower biomes. but it had hills around it. So it was like a beautiful little
It is
flower
really
grotto.
small.
Well, see,
And
like,
we were like, Brittany, we found you a spot. He showed it to her, and what was her actual reaction, dude? Like, big eyes, drooling, like.
She was like, "Well, I'd have to look around," and I was like, "Okay." And she picked it, or she picked around that area.
Yeah. Dude, I like how she found the spot with the ocean view, too.
Yeah.
well, like the Hobbit house idea that we were just talking about. I just thought about this. You know how we were talking about the castle?
Yeah.
You know, building a modern castle. That was actually a thing that crossed my mind. Was instead like have a lake out in the middle of the woods and put a little Hobbit hovel there,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
and that would be my
Surrounded by lava.
fishing/hunting house, or just a place to get away from
Surrounded by lava.
To put lava everywhere.
Lava. I like how the devs a long time ago said you can't put lava on Spawn. It's like they knew
Yeah.
exactly
Yep.
their fan base. God, that was so long ago. I'm old. I'm showing my age.
Yeah, a little bit there. Lean in a little more.
Because they did that, what, like
Fist
5-6
it.
years ago? They were like, let's fix this
How's that?
issue.
Fist it.
Nope.
Yeah,
That's not safe.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
It's always fist it.
Yeah, you got to be pretty close.
Yeah, you got to be.
Yeah, you got to fist her.
You got to fist her.
That's not okay.
It is now.
It's not channel safe.
No, it's not.
When do we ever do anything channel
We
safe?
don't.
Brittany, I believe you are the one going to find every diamond on that
Well,
server.
I mean, I may have installed something on my Minecraft that I can find diamonds really easy, but
Cheaters.
Wait,
how
you
we get to
did or she
Minecraft?
did?
no, I did it because her computer is not going to run that.
I know Minecraft
Mine would.
is back in popularity,
Just
but my God.
Go down to
Dude, I've been playing since 2012 and I haven't stopped.
go down to level 12 like everybody else in strip mine. Be fair.
Yeah, I do. I just hit a little button and it shows me exactly where to strip mine.
Cowards.
Well, I can't say much because I'm one of those, I like having a little slime farm. And I will pull up the borders for slime chunks. And like, but I do it the hard way, you know, pull
Yeah,
it
we
up
have
a
like
line.
mini maps installed.
Back in my day, you just had to dig out this huge flat area to find a slime.
And hope.
And then they put slimes in the swamp, and it was like, oh, I guess I don't have to
Oh,
build
they're
these
not just in
anymore.
the swamp anymore.
Oh.
You just have to find a slime chunk.
Yeah, like, well, I've always played mods with Minecraft, so I've always had like access to anything.
Somebody said, "Is that official Critical Role merch?"
Don't look at it. It's not. Yes, it is. I am wearing my "How do you want to do this" T-shirt. They didn't know it, but I definitely wanted to sneak it in.
I mean,
We need to blur that out.
I think I've seen Critical Role.
You think you've seen Critical
I
Role?
think I have.
I have.
Pretty sure she has back behind me has.
Yep. No.
You know, it's weird, dude. I just thought of something. Schools are back in and all of his kids are going to school.
Yeah,
It's quiet out here.
it is weird.
really
The door is not dunk, 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 dunk.
This probably won't land on a lot of you, but I found out today, and Rothrin, this might give you a little bit of a giggle. Ashley Johnson was born on this day. I believe in the, God, I think in the 80s. Yeah, I know, that's right over your head. Ashley Johnson is one of the voice actor players on Critical Role.
Okay, all right, yeah. Okay, well that makes sense. Like,
Happy birthday!
yeah, I guess happy birthday. I
Yeah.
don't know you. But what's
Remember to
up?
tag her in the comments.
Yeah, we'll tag her in the comments. But I mean, what do we
Carol.
what do we have going on?
Nothing.
Well,
We didn't plan anything.
there
No, we
is
didn't.
one thing I've been saving to tell you about. I was hoping it'd be you and Jamie. But you know how I've been talking about making a trip to Texas in November. But I have not told you why. I'm going to let you read that and let it sink in for a minute.
Fucking suck.
Mirror.
Okay, so apparently he has purchased tickets to the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Can I punch you now? Like, can I do that on air? Is that acceptable?
Even the one that's not the biggest fan is like, son of a...
I want to punch you now.
Dude, I was originally going to do the one in Dallas, which would have been like a week later, but they sold out the same day. Like, I went to work that morning, and we can't have our phones back in the jailhouse. And so from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., they released the ticket sales at 8 our time. I got off work, got home, went to buy the tickets, sold out in Dallas. And I was like, shit, I got to find somewhere else that lines up on my days off. And I was like, Austin. I'm like,
Austin,
10-hour
Texas.
drive.
I like
Goes through Dallas. Okay.
I like how people are already catching on to the title. Rothran said, "Well, video games are bad for my social life."
Yeah, that is a topic that we will be touching on here in a little while. Don't get ahead of us. Give us a minute. But I mean, it's definitely something that we've got to touch on because it's one of those things that I think is the first time in a while I've seen left and right both agree and disagree at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. And it's really, it's like, oh my God, it's almost like people have opinions of their own now.
Politics.
Politics are out the door all of a sudden.
I'm just going to let y'all know that the chat does work on here. I fixed it.
Nice. Good job, John.
Did you pull up chat?
Yes, I did pull up chat.
Okay.
It's over there.
Yeah, it's over there.
It's to your left.
It's this way.
It's over there.
Yeah, it's always to your left.
Well, I mean,
Mine's backwards from y'all.
being almost a year,
Yeah.
I hope I would know where it is.
God, I hope so. You've been like one of
We
our...
do need to do something special for 1 year.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it after show.
D&D game.
Minecraft video.
I was actually
Just
thinking
every
about
time it's D&D.
I was gonna say
Minecraft video.
let's just take turns kicking Andrew in the nuts just for good measure. But
Yes.
Publicity.
Yes.
How long will he sit there? It'll be one kick and it'll be done.
No, we're going to tie him down.
We have to feed him, and then we can do whatever.
I'll just borrow some leg shackles from work.
You know what? If
Straight jacket.
if people didn't know where you worked, that might be a questionable statement.
Yeah, that does sound like really bad. It's like, do you work at like a dominatrix house or like?
Yes.
Where do you work at?
Jailhouse.
Are leather suits involved?
It's spandex.
No,
it's not
but I
like
can get
Whips
you.
and chains.
But I
they
can get you a
excite you?
beautiful
Oh,
orange
dang it! You
jumpsuit.
stole it. I wanted to do it. No.
But no.
No, but I can hook you up with a beautiful orange jumpsuit.
Oh, but we did have an idea. We did have an idea that we were thinking about doing.
Orange is the new black.
Oh my God.
That show is so fake.
I can't bring myself to watch it.
It's awesome.
But anyway, we were thinking, me and Alex anyway, and Andrew too. We were all kind of talking about what we wanted to do for the show in celebration.
Yes, it did.
We were thinking about getting making a little box with glass in it, and putting different types of whiskeys.
1,000,
more
10,000,
expensive
100,000.
whiskeys, the more subs we get. And so each time we reach like a critical point, like 1,000 viewers, we'll break the glass and we'll have like a drink and we'll sit here and drink and talk, and it'll just be one of those days where it's no news, just us bullshitting.
It'd be, that's I like the
Like we
idea.
do before the stream.
We need money for that. Hey, there's a Patreon down in the description.
I like the way you work.
He just segues right into it.
He does. He just
It's nice.
It's a DM skill.
Charisma. Is that
Yes,
okay?
it's I have easily a 20 in charisma.
But no, that's definitely something that we wanted to do in the future. If you guys would be interested in that, let us know, because that's definitely something that we've talked about doing, and like having a little party here and bringing everybody that's been in the show.
No, Kyle, we cannot have strippers. The midget strippers are out. They were too expensive.
They weren't. That
are
bad.
you sure? Can we not go to Memphis?
Yeah, but see, the shorter they got, the higher the paycheck went.
The stack of money's higher than they are.
Don't Google it.
Yeah, don't Google that.
I'm Googling it.
Don't do it.
Don't give the main computer aids.
Dang it, he stole it again.
What?
I was gonna say that.
Hey, wait, what did you tell me I had AIDS last night, Ron?
Wait,
This
what?
morning?
Rip
Tommy
headphone
did
users.
it. Tommy, I said something about me being dizzy, how I fell off the bed,
Oh, yeah,
woke
you-
up, thought I was dying.
Yep, you had AIDS.
You have AIDS.
Where did you get AIDS from? I forgot.
Oh, it was
Wendy's.
Wendy's gave him. Yeah, I can't say that. They
Damn
might-
it, Wendy. You giving aids to everybody.
Red
Then again,
hat
we better be careful because Wendy is a troll.
Man,
Wendy, come at us, bro.
Wendy's Twitter game is on
On
point.
point. that bitch is
Dude.
on point.
They even got a Mario Maker level now. Like
Yeah.
a series of them. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
It's like Frosty level or something like that.
Well,
on
that's
Mario
one
Maker
of them.
2.
Dude, it's like a whole game worth.
Really?
Yes,
Oh
and
my
they are
God.
all difficult. It's like, the fuck? Well, for someone that plays more than me, it's not, but for me, it's difficult.
Let's talk about the whole comment thing. Like,
Rothran, I've already discussed with them. We're not allowed to talk about the softest pillow.
You have me
I told you
curious.
about that.
I think you have. Like, I remember hearing that. I'm just trying to remember where. Just give me a minute.
So, passing comment will send huge fireballs crashing into an earthquake next week. Who did this? 9news.com.au.
Yeah.
This triggers me. This triggers me bad.
Yeah, I know this is definitely up your alley.
According to them, As the comet travels its 133-year orbit, debris crashing in the atmosphere at 212,000 kilometers per hour reaches temperatures of 3 to 10,000 degrees. The result is a bright streaks across the night sky. Tongue-tied. Blah.
On the science part of that, when it comes down to it, comets, they're not your typical asteroid, being mostly ice. If a comet were to actually touch down, which is nearly impossible, just by the science of it, I mean, they follow an orbit around the sun. And for the Earth have been around long enough and haven't not hit yet, it's probably never going to. For it to come by this close, supposedly, it would have to enter the atmosphere, which...
the debris, the actual...
Yeah, the comet would have to enter the atmosphere, and then it would break off chunks, and those would probably fall. But even then, once you get way up high where where the atmosphere starts... where I would assume where a comet would come through, since it's taken so long for even to hear of this, it probably wouldn't even go
Hey, are
through.
y'all talking about the fireball over Ontario?
Yeah.
Okay, I found it.
Yeah, but I mean, like the idea of a comet happening, the first thing that crosses
for it to be
most
a real threat would be a direct shot at us, and then be probably like a hydrogen bomb under worst case scenario.
I mean, the thing is you hear the word comet hitting Earth, period, and the first thing everybody goes to is fucking Armageddon. They go to that movie reference immediately and start thinking, oh my God, there's this giant
We're all gonna die!
Yeah, it's headed towards Earth. It's gonna land in the ocean, and it's gonna flood the entire world, and we're gonna die.
Well, people worried about global warming. That'll cool it off a little. Think about it. When you're hot, splash yourself in the face with water. I mean, it's gonna be a lot more water than you want if that ever happened. But
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't see the real threat behind it. A lot of people are. I think they're just stretching. Maybe it's a slow week for 9 News.
Well, they're out of Denver, Colorado.
we know what
Everybody's hot.
happened.
Nothing's happened.
You know what happened? The astronomers got up there.
There's a comet coming.
This could get bad.
It's like the time they saw a fly on their telescope and freaked out.
There was a news company that wigged out because they thought there was a giant spider on the side of a building, and all it was the spider was on the camera covering. They had like one of those weather cameras that had the glass wrapping around it, and it fit perfectly on a building, and so they actually sent somebody outside to go check.
R/confusing perspective.
Like, it's one of those things that's like, how dumb do you have to be to go, there might be a giant spider on the side of a building. Hey, Roger, will you go check for me outside? Like,
there's a giant spider, bro.
Somebody is
You gotta go look at it. We gotta confirm it before we put it in the papers. Bro, there is.
It's on the glass. It's huge.
Almost forgot about that one.
What's up?
So Fox News. I spotted this one last night and was like, whoa. Okay, Facebook's had it set up for years now to where if you have a photo, it can automatically tag people.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, the Illinois Biometric Information Privacy Act, they had to let you know, like very clearly not like, do you agree with these policies in a 500-page thing?
Yeah.
That they were going to store your biometric information for your face. Well, they wound up with fines coming up back in 2015, and they just lost their appeal. So they could be fined, they're saying billions in fines.
Oh my God.
Wait.
$1,000 to $5,000 per violation.
What? Really?
Per violation. So each person.
And that's like, how many users do they have? They have.
Hold on, I can look that up real quick.
I think that's
many
why they
users.
said billions.
Could you imagine being like a huge company coming up with this technology, or at least buying it out? I don't know which one they did. They do both, so
yeah.
But let's for instance say that they bought this form of technology to be able to have
2.7 billion people on Facebook.
God.
I don't trust Facebook.
I think it only applies to like either the Illinois people or Americans in general, one of the two. But either way,
Probably Americans in general.
that's still. Because think about it, Britain,
Yeah.
You go somewhere like Europe, you're getting identified. They have cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
You cannot pick your nose
Without somebody knowing.
and someone knowing you picked your nose.
I want to say something, but I'm gonna stay quiet on that one. So every time you go and look at those questionable sites, congratulations, you're on a server somewhere. If you think about it though, with that in
We got 'em,
mind,
boys.
if you think about it with that in mind, does that mean that almost every adult, let's say adult,
Yeah.
has done porn in some aspect or another?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they don't have the cameras in their houses, but
Well, I mean, think about it though.
Well, technically, you do have cameras. in your
Yeah,
house.
because I
Well,
mean, you've got
yeah.
smart TVs now that have cameras. You've got your phone has a camera.
Your
computer,
laptops.
your laptop.
PlayStation
your
has a camera.
tablets. Yeah, the PlayStation.
you saw that the other
Xbox.
night because you kind of were like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
When the voice thing popped up on mine, you were like, "I've never had that pop up on mine," and it's like, "Oh, we got the VR camera."
Well, see,
up top.
I've got a camera on mine, but
Oh.
it never did all that. So that's what confused me.
I hadn't bothered disabling it. It's
Oh,
funny to see the wife
I
freak
think,
out.
Duct
I
tape.
think I disabled mine right away. So,
Duct tape.
huh?
Duct tape over the webcam.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
Well, I
easy
mean,
fix.
Walmart
you know.
sale. Walmart. I was looking for a mouse the other day for
Yeah.
my computer, and I was looking, and they have actually like things you can stick over your webcam so you can block it.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
like a
slide it back
slider.
and forth.
There's actually a picture, and I love this picture. I absolutely love this picture. It is Mark Zuckerberg, the creator of Facebook, and
Has
he is
tape over
he is sitting over next to his main computer. I think in the early years. I don't know how
Yeah.
early.
No,
but
this
it's
was like
early.
This was a couple of years ago.
17, 16.
Yeah, it's somewhere around there, and
But his laptop had
he's
the
got a
electric
Band-Aid.
tape.
It's a Band-Aid.
Oh, it's a Band-Aid?
It's a Band-Aid across his webcam, and I'm sitting there going, even he doesn't trust his own program.
Yep.
Well, you know, if you
Well, I don't
ever-
think it's your program. Like, I mean, yeah, his program is like, yeah, he could do that, but it's anything on the web. Like anybody who is on your IP
Yeah,
or can get your IP address can do pretty much what they want to.
yeah.
It's gotten to the point now where a lot of the new laptops and MacBooks have a kill switch for their
Yeah.
webcam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Like,
know,
well-
I know there was a company that actually put out a laptop, and I can't remember the name of the
Oh,
company.
yeah, they
or
had the
name of
shutter over it.
Yeah, they had a
Oh,
shutter that
HP
you could
has
slide
one.
over
Yeah.
it, and it would just completely.
Now
cut
you can
that out.
buy the shutters where you just peel the tape off the back and
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was looking at the one at Walmart. HP has one that is built in so you can open and close your webcam. I am missing chat. I don't.
Yeah,
have it
what's up in chat, man?
I don't have it open. Hold on.
Pull up chat for us,
Don't-
please,
Yeah,
sir.
Don't look
chat
at it.
right there.
Don't look at it. Don't just.
It's already
shush.
here.
No.
It's already here, bro.
All right. Oh, I might have to go back probably a little bit.
a lot of it.
Let's see. Bad for my social. Okay, we read that. Rothman said, I heard there's a pretty skillful. Oh, okay, that was the softest pillow.
Wait, what?
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about the softest pillow.
Oh, MB. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Oh, my bad. He's just a hot wick at a undisclosed location. Chelsea said, also a very charismatic, challenging. She can fulfill your deepest desires.
Hearing Jonely read these is beautiful.
You know,
Yeah, because I suck at talking.
the bad part is not only have I taken over your show, the chat is also mine now.
It looks like it.
Yeah.
I told you this is my world.
I mean, we missed a lot of chat because I didn't have it open.
What's funny
bad.
is I can block you in 2 clicks, and you would just lose chat like that.
That's okay. I have 2 people who will blow chat up for me.
But no, like
Can't
I'm
stop us
gonna
all.
figure out how to make blur so I can just blur him out every once
We
in a while.
we are legion. We are many.
Oh.
like this. No, like, here's a real question though. Do you trust cameras being everywhere the way it is
No.
now?
No, absolutely not. Not with Facebook's privacy policy.
Well, not even just Facebook. I'm talking about just anything in general.
Yeah, I mean, literally all you gotta do is, "Hey, Cortana," and it bling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised it didn't pop up on here.
He's probably like me and disabled.
Well, he don't even have the. Oh yeah, there's a search right here. Okay.
There's a
Wait. If anybody is watching inside of their house, I apologize for this.
Hey, Google.
Hey, Google.
Hey, PlayStation.
It
mine
popped
did
up
it.
on his.
Xbox on.
Oh wait, y'all gotta do it for the iPhone too.
Xbox off.
Oh, what's that one? Hey, Siri.
Hey Siri,
Hey Siri.
Amazon, can you order me
An extra large cheese
600
pizza?
cameras?
It'd be our luck we'd have somebody watch who's like, "Hey, Siri, Will you go ahead and order 2 large cheese pizzas from Pizza Hut for immediate
Oh,
pickup?
wait, hey, do that again.
Hey Siri,
Hey Siri,
place my recent order again.
place my recent order again.
Why did you order 2 jumbo dildos? I don't know.
Actually, I don't know what the last thing I ordered on my phone is.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna probably buy some. Oh wait, I have no service.
We apologize. You can take it out of your cart now.
Pay now, pay now,
No,
pay now.
no, shut up. Shut up. I didn't want to go through with the order. I just wanted to get to that point where they're like, oh shit.
300 extra small condoms. Must
have
be
we-
Caleb's order.
What have we done?
No telling.
Why?
Wouldn't that be extra small?
No, we're talking about Caleb, not Andrew.
Well, like,
Okay.
well, like you know, there's.
I don't even know if he's watching today.
Andrew, I have not seen him.
He has not said anything.
Andrew, you out there?
I like trains.
I like trains.
Wait
Wait a
You
minute.
know, we talk about trains, and he shall appear.
I have a train
trains.
ticket in my-
I thought it was like,
thought
I
it
was
was
like, oh my
real.
god, it worked.
Hey, Andrew, want to go to a train show?
Like I got 5 tickets for a train show. All you gotta do is be in the door in 10 minutes.
If he busts
I
that
hear
door
a-
in 10 minutes.
I'm here.
If he busts that door in 10 minutes.
we know.
Yep.
He's speeding the whole way here. But no, like you know, the way that cameras are nowadays, they're like absolutely in everything. There isn't pretty much any technology that you can get nowadays. There's very few anyway.
Wait, I know. Oh, wait, no, I'm
Doesn't-
sure that's got one too.
That's the
TV
thing.
Well, if you build your own computer, you do not have one.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you build your own, but how many people really do that? Like normal human beings that don't have free time to do that. I'm
Or
talking
like,
about normal people.
yeah, not really. Like they just go buy a laptop off the shelf
You know,
or a
'cause-
desktop off the
I
shelf.
like that. Honestly, I don't care if people have been looking at me through my webcam. It's not a pleasant sight.
I
was
mean,
just
they've
about to
seen
bring
a
that
lot.
up.
I could see the FBI man. This is not what I wanted to spawn.
This is when you put on Barry White and you give the FBI guy a show.
light some candles, pull out the wax.
Yes, I'm talking about you.
The FBI is watching us right now.
See, if they're gonna watch us, they need to at least subscribe. I mean, come on.
Come on,
Yes.
man.
At least chat, you know. with
Somebody go make an FBI man account.
That's like taking it without a reach around. It's like if you're gonna do
not
that,
even-
just go ahead and subscribe.
Subscribe, turn the notification bell on, at least make your your presence known.
Go ahead and hit that Patreon account too.
Yeah, hit that subscribe bell as well. We want to make sure that
Caleb,
you're
I
here.
did not need to know that about you, dude.
It's so comfortable though.
Well,
Silk sheets.
I didn't want to know that.
See, I'm a fat guy, and we got farts through the night, and I'd wake up with a brown stain. Would be my luck. Yeah.
Breaking news: 300-mile-per-hour winds located in Mississippi.
coming from Meehan, making his way down the Chunky River.
Oh, did y'all hear about that earthquake in Madison County?
No.
Today?
Wait, what?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, it was this morning or something.
There's no fault line around here.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, we have a
Jackson
really
is
bad one.
built in a volcano crater.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
the Coliseum
That's-
is under the Mississippi Coliseum is a volcano.
Mm-hmm.
well, that's lovely.
Yeah, hold on.
That is messed up.
Y'all didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, most of Jackson is built inside the little dip of what would be
I
a
never paid
volcano
attention
crater.
to all
Talk
that.
about a halftime show.
It was a 2.8 magnitude
Oh, look, they got
earthquake.
lava.
Dang, so they felt it.
Yeah, it was a
At
no
2.8
damage reported.
At 2.8, you're feeling like that. It's like,
Yeah.
the fuck?
Hold on. Okay. It was gonna be over by the reservoir. Actually, it's gonna be where my dad lives.
ah.
Me being all over
You
the
know what else?
country.
You know what else causes a 2.8 earthquake, though, right?
Taco
Andrew
Bell?
falling out of bed.
Wait. I fell out of bed.
I figured. Oh, okay.
Oh,
that's
it's your
right.
fault. It is your fault.
I did fall out of bed this morning.
You are the reason for all this. It's like a wave scenario. It just slowly moves.
Oh wait,
You
y'all!
didn't get
It
a
was
chat.
actually 2:33 this
He
morning.
needs to go to chat.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, White Wolf.
I have to pull it up down here so I can read it.
White Wolf, it's the 5th level seeming spell.
Yeah, that's-
I had you fooled the entire time.
My God. He spent all this time thinking James was sitting next to me.
Am I that unimportant? I guess I can leave.
Get back here.
Guys, help. I need an adult.
Well, I mean, we do have him.
Where's
his
the cattle
legs
prod?
strapped down.
Did you put the
so-
cattle prod on?
Damn, I forgot it.
Well, his
Sitting-
legs are strapped down. He can't go far.
I know, right?
I mean,
I can catch him before he gets to the door that opens.
You want to bet?
Hey, I got something.
I'll just flip the table.
Turn the camera around. I'll win.
I got something that may stop you.
What are you planning, Joe and Lee?
What is the next?
I don't like.
Let's see. Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
I got So
Who
I
you
can
gonna
close some
call?
tabs.
And you got photos for that one.
Yep, I need to close some tabs.
So people have been
He's gonna close
taking
his porn
photos of the new set.
All right, I'm gonna go
I
ahead.
know I saw the photo of
There we
the Ecto 1.
Yeah, that's what I have on here.
Is that the original?
It looks like it, or they recreated it to make it look old.
I mean, but that car was rare. Like, it was rare to begin with.
No, it wasn't. It was a hearse.
Yeah, it's a hearse.
Dude, I
Yeah,
could have.
no,
No, it's an
the
ambulance.
style of hearse was rare.
Yeah, but remember when I was living in Hattiesburg? There was one for sale for like $2,000.
I want a hearse.
I wanted to buy it, and my ex at the time wouldn't let me.
No, y'all, I want a hearse because I'm in the fire department, so I want to go to medical calls up to a hearse.
With the whole Ghostbusters theme.
No, like a hearse, like you would be like going to the funeral home. Hearse.
Oh,
I could see Joan Lee buying a casket and putting it in back.
Yeah,
Just don't
oh,
freak
yes.
people out.
But the one time he's actually going to do that, somebody is going to die, and you're going to feel like dirt after that.
No,
It's
you
gonna be
know
like,
what you do. You take one of your real thin friends and you go through like a drive-through, and
Two
you
cheeseburgers.
and what you do is you order you a couple of meals, and then you have your friend in back.
I don't know, it might be
Let
the
me
original here,
out.
Kyle.
I'm not dead.
It might be the original here. What I'm looking at on this picture, it's got a lot of rust. Not like fake rust looking. I mean, it could be fake, but it looks
Well, yeah,
real.
rust can be fake. They fake it all the time.
Yeah, I know that, but
That's what she said. Couldn't resist.
I mean, it looks like the original Ecto 1.
Yeah, now here's a better picture maybe of it.
You got it pulled up?
Yeah, it's pulled up.
Okay. But like with Ghostbusters 3 so close, and a lot of people, giving it hate the way they have.
So is it gonna have girls in it? Or?
No.
Okay.
This is the original team of what's left of the
Unsub.
original team. So
Well, I haven't seen the one with the girls in it yet.
Neither of us.
I can't bring myself to watch it. I really can't bring myself to watch it because I hear how bad it is.
Well,
and I'm such a fan.
the original teaser trailer we saw for it, you saw Ecto 1 with under the tarp in the barn.
Yeah.
So it would make sense that even if it's not the original, they'd have one coming out of the barn that looks like it's been sitting in a barn for 20, 30 years.
Yeah. And I still want to know, is Dan Aykroyd
John Lee, stop.
Yes.
You can't put porno on here.
reprise his role and
Hashtag upvote.
There is nothing like that on here.
I'm just making sure.
But I don't know. Rotherin's getting pretty close.
Oh, I don't have chat up.
What is going on?
I told you, this is mine now.
This is gonna be like the most messages in any chat ever, and it's gonna be all D&D.
Let's go to chat and see what's happening here.
Oh God.
Let's see, yada yada yada,
do
D&D
it.
stuff.
Don't do
Hey
it.
guys,
I'm
more
already at
D&D
chat.
stuff. Wow.
It says think about it. Your body can move more easily regulate its temperature. There's no part of your body with more layers than the rest.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fat guy. That stomach's got a lot of extra layer on it.
Yeah.
Kind of like cake.
3 fans, 1 silk sheet, and socks. That's it.
No, you don't sleep with socks.
No.
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 I mean, okay.
Really?
Really?
Dude, my
It's
feet
the
get
sign
cold.
of a psychopath.
My feet get cold.
Dude, I'm diabetic. My feet are ice cubes. I'm just glad I can't feel them getting cold anymore. Wait, that's a bad thing,
That's
right?
a terrible
That's
thing.
bad.
Oh, well.
That's bad,
Oops.
dude. You need to work on that. That's scary.
You might need some sheet or socks.
On Thursday,
You didn't think about this being.
I had a whole guest appearance. Bring me the ice, please. Ice. Yes.
Ice.
Just be careful not to trip over everything because you're going right through the minefield.
Yes.
Oh, she didn't get in camera.
But well, okay. So, what are your thoughts about the new Ghostbusters 3? I mean, what you've heard about it and all that.
I actually haven't heard about it.
I haven't heard much.
Really? Maybe it's the fact we're looking for
The
it.
chat. The chat.
Oh yeah, I still had that.
Freak.
Freak.
You sleep with socks. What the hell?
It's not too late, Rotherin. I can bring you back, and then I can put you down. I've done it once.
Dude, I'm personally excited for Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah, me too. I mean,
The real Ghostbusters.
the real Ghostbusters.
Now, I'm not going to lie. Return of the Ghostbusters, the fan-made one from like 20 years ago, that was good.
Yeah.
Or 10 years ago. It wasn't that long ago, was it?
It was about 10 years.
Yeah, about 10. That was done good.
It was done
But it was
well.
done true to the originals. I mean, they worked on shoe stuff. They worked on a budget like we would have had.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's go to the junk room and see what shit we can throw together to make a proton pack.
I mean, they did
Well, wait,
well.
didn't Jamie make a proton pack
I think
for,
he tried
Ben?
at one point.
for Ben? I think.
No,
Yeah, it was foam.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't do all the light up pretty stuff. I told him I could have programmed an Adreno, but
Small stuff.
Yeah.
No,
So,
I mean,
we're almost at the hour mark. Should we go to what's probably going to be the long conversation?
yeah.
The title of today's episodes. So
Well,
apparently video
actually,
games
hold on.
are
I've
bad
got one.
now?
I've got.
Oh, you got one other?
I've got one more thing I kind of want to toss in here before we go into the
Uh-oh,
long
what you
segment,
got?
because I mean, and this won't take long at all, but it's kind of been bugging me. So apparently, there's some journalists. Journalists are. I cannot think of this guy's name, but he did Thor Ragnarok, and he is now doing the Mighty Thor, the Lady Thor. Let's be real here. It's the Lady Thor, which is actually based upon a comic book that failed.
Yeah.
So let's keep that in mind, okay? It already failed once, and now you're trying to put it on the big screen. It's probably going to fail again. But, you know, everybody that gives him any form of criticism here lately, he has been trolling them, in a sense. Like, literally, one guy was talking about he wasn't impressed with the idea of it. There's no real reason to go into it. And out of nowhere, he basically said, you don't know what you want until I give it to you.
That sounds like a bad date.
Yeah.
That does.
And
That's
it's
like serial rapist talk, isn't it?
like, it's really creepy the way he did it, but
you
at the
don't
same
know what you want.
But
until
here's
I
the
give it
thing,
to
these
you.
journalists
Is he gonna
are
give it to you?
praising him for criticizing fans of Thor.
I don't know. That sounds pretty rapey. No matter how I think about it in my head, the way
Yeah.
it's said, it's like,
Yeah.
we might want to put a leg monitor on this guy and
Check him out.
supervised visits with people.
Because
Monitor him for a few months.
it's one of those things where it's become popular for these Hollywood big shots. They make a movie, it flops because nobody wants to flip and see it. Like, for instance, X-Men, Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
By far the highest budgeted X-Men film to ever happen. It bombed. Why did it bomb? Because you kept throwing
Political
correctness into it. Stop politicizing the films and stay within the realm that we want to go and see, and it wouldn't be a problem. And that's become the real problem here. And everybody is like, from Hollywood to media in itself, is encouraging these people to act like this. Like Star Wars, they were calling the fans toxic. These people made you filthy rich in the first damn
they
place.
made Lucas filthy rich. Disney already is rich. They just
what I'm basically saying is that the franchise became popular, and therefore, you know, being interested in a series or in a movie was popularized because the fans were loved and the fans loved it. But when you start dissing on the fans and then you're like, oh, I don't understand why our movie went down. Well, I guess it was toxic this or toxic that.
We just need to remove that word from the dictionary.
Yeah, because it's gotten to a point now where they're blaming sex, race, religion, or anything else that they can, you know, basically boil it down to.
The thing is, a lot of that was killed off like 20 years ago. You didn't have that stuff being blurted out. I mean, you had great movies made that screwed political correctness. They were funny.
Well, I mean, if you go to a film, you're wanting to be absorbed into a world. You're wanting to get away from the real world. But when you're telling me that I have to accept this type of thinking and not enjoy something that I've enjoyed since probably, you know, being a kid, I'm basically focusing on
He was still
comic.
cooking in the oven.
Well, like, you know, I'm looking around the lines of, you know, sci-fi or things that I grew up with. Like Alien, like Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes was recently actually purchased by Disney, and they're talking about doing some more of it.
No.
Yeah, and
No.
that's exactly what everybody else is saying. Is like not Disney.
Leave it to the original 5 to 7 movies, of which were like 3 or 4 were really
What'll
good.
scare you is now Disney has a hold of Die Hard. So if you like that one, guess what? It's gone too.
It can't be worse than the Fast and Furious franchise.
No, I'm tired of them.
I mean, I think all of us have really gotten around to where we're at, comic book fatigue with films.
Yeah.
And it's nothing personal.
See, that's
to
why,
them.
like, I have my subscription to DC Universe so I can keep up with a few shows and read the old comics. But like I had to tell my wife the other day, I'm collecting, Batman Damned.
Yeah.
And yes, they're only on issue 3 when they should have been done already, but they keep pushing it back.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to buy both covers to come out when I can catch them.
Yeah. But I mean,
And with that one, even it got slammed with the whole stuff. I mean, okay, you have a Black Label comic that's listed as 18 and above only. Why was seeing the Batawang such a bad thing?
yeah, because
If it was for 18 and above, why would a silhouette of his junk,
be that big of a deal.
why would that get that copy pulled and banned?
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, it's meant for adults. It's not meant
Oh,
for
very
kids.
much.
I'm still hung up on the people complaining that Deadpool was rated R and bringing their kids to it.
Oh my god.
And,
Oh, I was reading something about that actually a while ago. About the because Disney, they haven't made a Deadpool movie with Disney yet, and the the writer or whatever, producer or whatever, is like they're trying to come with terms with Disney to see if to make it right for Disney, but then make it still Deadpool. So they're gonna mess it up.
You know what? Throw the Miramax label on it, because that's one of the subsidiaries, and let Miramax do it, because Miramax don't give a damn.
no, they really don't.
Disney has actually gone on open record and saying that they will keep Deadpool's R rating.
Yeah.
So seeing where they actually take that is going to be a
Well,
big
they
step
said
for
that
Disney.
they were going to make Star Wars like Star Wars too.
Yeah.
On the flip side, they did do good with Marvel mostly all the way. So far.
They did really well at the beginning. I will hands down give that. But as time went on, the more sick of trying to be correct or whatever nonsense they can come up with kind of ruined it for me. And letting actors and actresses Brie Larson kind of talk out their ass during interviews about political issues, when really, when I watch your interview, I want to hear the behind the scenes stuff of the film. I don't want to hear why you're doing this movie. And
all these people are focusing now on, let's get female leads in shows. Y'all know I'm a Trekkie. I'm a diehard Trekkie. I'm looking forward to Picard like a motherfucker coming up soon. Like, I would not get CBS All Access otherwise. Even my wife has become a Trekkie.
Yeah.
Which is still weird because he hated it at first. But you look back. Okay, yeah, you had Kirk. You had Picard. You had... Shit, I forgot what his name was on DS9. It's been a minute. I hadn't rewatched that one this year. But then you had Captain Janeway. And that was groundbreaking for pre-2000.
Yeah.
She was the lead. She was the captain. She didn't get up there and hammer you with feminist ideas and women are better. She even had interviews back there in season 1.
Yeah.
I actually just recently watched one of those old interview clips. Like, you could tell it was shot with a video camera. Old as hell. And she even said, the idea isn't, women power. It was, the way she put it off was, she needs to be a captain.
Yeah.
To relate to her crew. To be able, she's a genius science person. She was talking about her character, the way she wanted to make sure she got portrayed.
Yeah, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
they even had her go through, a season where she got into depression.
Yeah.
There was a, Star Trek being the plot and the place where it is, being set in the future, they've gone leaps and bounds to put back and get rid of sexual stereotypes. Like, a woman can be a captain because we don't care about, what a woman can and can't do. In this universe, a woman's just as good as a man. A woman can be a captain. There are no doubts. Actually,
there was a few of the old TNG episodes where they addressed that. And then you had species like the Ferengi where women still lived at home naked. They even pointed out, Kyle, I know that's your dream, but You know, they had no rights or anything. And they even pointed out, you know, yeah, we had issues like this at Earth back in like the 19th century where women had no rights and all this. And then we figured out that was wrong. And we fixed the problem. You know, they had the issues with Klingons, you know, females' places at home, raising the kids, not being the great warrior. But yet one of their great warriors of history was a female.
Yeah.
And they were like, you know, that just showed right there. Well, it's like,
you've got things like that, and then there's a certain way to go about it.
Yeah, and Roddenberry was a genius about it.
And that's fine. And
he could point out issues we have now in this futuristic setting and be like, look, this is how we could fix this and not have issues. You know?
Yeah.
Then you get like Janeway. You know, they weren't isolated to Earth where they could get help. They were on the other side of the universe where it's like all of TNG was kind of able to redo a few things
Tommy,
from different perspectives.
I think they went way over our heads.
Yeah, there's a lot in the comments that are some really some in jokes that are flying around.
Are we crossing here? Like,
there's a lot going on.
Yeah, Chad is like, yeah,
it's just kind of blowing up.
I think they're wrestling control from me. My minions are starting an usurpation, and it's not okay.
But back to my main point, dude.
In your cages, minions.
Picard finally dropped its first official trailer last week.
I did look at that, even though I am not a Star Trek fan.
We know the one that played Riker is directing the new series. The First in Command.
Okay.
Then you have Picard, of course, is back.
Yeah.
You know, come on. Sir Patrick Stewart coming back for a serious role after
I love
doing
the fact that we have to now say it is.
Oh, I make sure to say it, dude.
Sir Patrick.
He is Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yep.
I mean, how many knights can you claim are potheads?
Yeah.
Openly.
Very
and the
openly.
Queen, I wonder if him and the Queen don't get up here like, I've got a good bag of stuff. Come on, Queen.
We're sorry to the Queen.
But what excited me though is in the trailer of all the bring back characters, they're bringing back 7 to 9. That had to be like my first Star Trek crush.
I saw Data.
Data. Well, that's going to get complicated because we don't know if that's Data, if that's his brother Lore, or if that's
a brother.
Well, there was another one made in the movie Nemesis where he linked with it, and it started before Data died in the movie because he got blew up. Okay. He started assimilating Data's knowledge and memories and stuff like that, where he had them stored. So, which of the three? I doubt it's Lore, but out of the two others,
no telling. There's really
it'll be exciting. But what made it cool to me was they're not just picking up off of the end of TNG or DS9 or Voyager. They're keeping the movies, the original movies, canon.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we know this happened at the end of this movie. That planet was destroyed. They are picking it up off of that like 20, 30 years later. So even the characters' ages fit with the new series. And we know the Borg are involved. I mean, come on. That's like the greatest villain ever.
Yeah. Yeah, I would honestly say that was one of the better ones. No, I don't know. Like, Hollywood is just kind of falling apart.
It's going down.
Disney has lost so much money in this quarter.
Yep.
It is ridiculous. And it's funny to see
that. Fantasy. What the?
I don't know.
Nope. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even know what's going on with chat.
Don't pull up chat.
Huh?
Don't pull up chat.
Oh. I have no clue what's going on.
Don't worry about it.
He's like, Johnny's like, I'm lost in chat. I'm lost in the talk. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm just kind of sitting
He's
here
like, I'm a nerd, but this is outside of my nerddom.
we got some standards. Not many, but we got some standards.
Don't lie to these poor people.
But no, what was I thinking? What was I saying? Where was I?
Baked potato soup.
What now?
What?
I'm down.
Food? Where?
Food. Mine.
Shit,
Mine.
I really did just have a brain fart.
Oh. So.
Wow, so you just went dead. 1 second, we gotta reboot him.
No. You gotta jump. You gotta jump the.
Did it work?
The jump.
No,
pads.
not really. Oh,
shit, we're gonna have to do the hard reboot. Hand me something pointy.
No. No.
Yes.
My sphincter tightened on that one.
There's some inline secret friendship that I am not apparently.
Well, I mean, all you have to do.
I know this is my heterosexual life, mate.
This is how you do it. Who's the wife?
You were the wife.
No, you were the wife.
No, you were the wife.
You were the wife.
No, you were the wife.
Yes, but I was a good wife.
Yes, you were, dear.
There you go.
We hadn't pulled that one in a minute.
I haven't said it in a while
I
either.
think one of the last times we did it, my mom thought we were gay.
Hey, you missed.
Did I?
Yep.
That's what she said.
No, I didn't.
There
I'm
goes
sorry,
our
you know me. I
standards.
can't resist passing on a "that's what she said" joke, and saying I missed is just too perfect.
I think we ought to go ahead and hit the main topic. I think everybody's ready.
Yeah,
for
because I
it.
got one pulled up here.
All right, you want to start it out, or you want me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, go.
All right. So let me switch because there it's different.
Who is it, by the way? Before you.
It's TMZ.
Oh, TMZ.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, it says ESPN delayed shooter game broadcast out of respect for shooting victims, and it was Apex Legends. So they delayed Apex Legends. Yeah. Okay. Oh, so yeah, they delayed Apex Legends because of the shooting victims and everything.
All right. So with everything that's been going on, there has been a lot, which is where we got the name of today's episode. You know, video games are bad. Okay. I mean, this is the thing, and this is something that's really been bothering me, is that a lot of people from both left and right are talking about how video game violence is bad. Again. So I want to go ahead and be clear that most, not all, but most of these games are rated M. For those that don't know what rated M means, which I would assume since
You
you're on
need to
this
be
channel,
an adult.
I'm assuming since you're on this channel, you have some knowledge of video games.
Because if you're a kid watching this show, please stop.
Yeah, please, seriously.
It's not okay.
We're not.
Okay.
We're not those
Give
kind
it
of
to your
people.
dad or mom and say, "Hey, mom, these guys are funny. Watch them. Don't let me."
Our Patreon's in the description.
Don't do that. Where was that going? You threw me off on that.
Sorry.
No, the thing is that rated M literally stands for mature, meaning that they have to have a mindset of an adult. I honestly think that a lot of people, usually somewhere around the age of 16 to 18, fit that bill. Not all, and they're not all 100% mature.
Yeah.
On either aspect, really.
Dude, you're 30, and I question your maturity most of the time.
Oh no, I'm a 5-year-old. But the thing is, knowing right from wrong. You know, they're talking about sex, violence, and I mean, like,
blood, guts, and gore.
yeah, blood, guts, and gore, alcohol use, drug use, things like that.
Yep.
A Rockstar game. There,
Yes.
there, GTA,
Fallout.
you know.
I can tell you how to fix people from, or how to fix all this situation with the video games are bad. With it being mature and everything,
Yeah.
these parents will stop letting the video games babysit for them.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. When are we going to start holding the parents responsible
Exactly.
for buying these games for their kids? I mean, I don't know how many times I've been on like GTA 5, you know, when
I've been there with you.
yeah, when it was straight up popular. How many kids did we run into? Like too many to count. And you can tell from their voices that they are not even over the age of 13.
Yeah.
Let alone anything else playing this game. And I just keep thinking to myself, I'm like, what irresponsible parent?
Like, we would be like, with the kids that were on there, be like, hey, let me talk to your parents. And like, we would go off on them.
Yeah.
And like, it was regular for us to just go off on a parent. And
Because,
then,
I mean, and I'm not saying this, you know, this is how you need to raise your kids kind of thing. But
Well, I mean,
this
here's
is
a simple concept. If parents would sit down, okay, let's say their kids get games through other people.
yeah.
Go through their games once a month and just see what they have. If your child is 12 and he's got a rated M game,
Look on
see
the back.
what it's rated M for.
like, just
They
because
tell you on the back.
I'm not even necessarily just saying take it away from them. I'm saying look at the back, see why it's rated that. So if you can't play video games, just boot it up and try to goof around for 5 minutes.
yeah, like, I've heard that Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Well, it's a Western game. Yeah, but it's got
Think
a lot
Western
of
movies.
stuff in it.
Just think of Western movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Rockstar behind the helm, you know, it's a little more
Well.
graphic and
Yeah.
and
Like,
you know.
I haven't been able to play Red Dead Redemption 2, but I've seen the gameplay of it, and it's a Rockstar game.
I've got it
Don't
at my
let-
house.
Oh, you have 2? Well, I'm coming over to one.
It's on the
day.
PlayStation. It's already ready to go.
Wait, do you have online?
Yep.
Oh, you have PlayStation Plus? Ooh, I just want to play online.
And Kyle's like, I may have to go back to Alex's house.
But no, the thing with, you know, everybody talking about video games bad, really it's parenting bad.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be 100% real here. And they're trying to blame it on these, and I don't want to give fame where fame is not necessary, but it's something that sadly we're going to have to touch on because of the mass shootings. And it's like the 90s all over again. It's like mass shootings are starting to pop up again. Let's not blame politics. Let's not blame society becoming the way it has of late. Let's not blame social media being the way that it has lately. Let's blame something that has nothing at all to do with this. And, you know, let's
blame the shooter.
Yeah, blame the shooter, not the video game players.
You don't blame, like in my opinion, you don't blame anybody else but the person who did that.
Yeah. What gets me, though, is out of all these shooters, how many of them ever actually touched a video game to begin with?
Well, I'm sure there were several.
Like, I mean...
Like, one of them flat out said, you know, he'd never played a video game. It's like...
I mean, that could be a problem, too.
Well, what's bad is that was one of the ones they were pegging out for the video game violence thing. He'd never even played a video game.
I did a paper on that in high school.
Shoot.
When
Not at us.
I mean, okay, if it has to be. I mean, this was a high schooler's research project, so take it with a grain of salt.
That's fine.
But everything that I looked to, I looked up shooters, and a lot of the news pointed to a particular, at that time, a shooter who claimed that he learned everything he needed to from GTA. And in everything that I've read, it pointed to the person was unhinged to begin with.
Yeah.
It wasn't the video games.
Again, it boils down to the parenting, though. Yeah. Like, if you know your kid is this way, if they have outbursts, if they have, you know, violent tendencies, you're going to notice, man. I mean, they're going to get in trouble at school and things like that. That's the real issue that I think I have with all of this is they're not blaming the shooter itself. They're blaming an object.
What they're hoping is an outside influence.
Yeah, instead of themselves and going, hey, where did we go wrong? Or where did I go wrong?
Yeah. They're not going to their parent and going, what did y'all do with him to mess him up his bad?
Yeah, I mean, nobody's asking the real question here.
And I'll say this. Sometimes it's not even the parents. Like, bullies in schools, kids are vicious.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. And that's another thing. Like, schools aren't getting involved with trying to help these kids, like, really help these kids. But then again, you know, if you boil it down, there's not many kids that are going to come to you for help anyway.
Well, hell, I'm a good example of where they didn't help out for shit.
Yeah.
You know, I left school, and a lot of people don't know this. Some of my friends do. I left public school halfway through 7th grade.
Yeah.
I was getting bullied on. I was getting picked at. And one of the kids in the class decided to get up and start kicking and poking and prodding. I never even swung back or punched back. What did they do? They suspended me for 3 days right before midterms, as well as that person.
Yeah, like...
It didn't help that the substitute teacher was her cousin.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And the thing is, the school knew with me missing one of those midterms, I wasn't going to make my grade anyway.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't offer my parents, you know, okay, he can come in and take it this day. It was just, you know, well, he's just going to have to miss it. It's like, y'all are not helping anyone. I mean, yeah, this was
before No Child Left
15 years ago, but at the same time, you know, if they would have nipped this shit in the butt back then, it wouldn't be as big an issue today.
Bullying is a part of life. I'm saying this in all seriousness. Bullying is a part of life. Alex, you know, you were talking about you being bullied. I don't see you going off on people. Do you see my point, though? It's like...
Well, I mean, think about this. The last time I got into a fight, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I think every one of y'all went, you did what?
Yeah, yeah. And it's one of those things where it's like, when are the adults going to take responsibility for all this? And even if it is an adult that commits the shooting, something went wrong somewhere, somehow, and blaming an object is not going to fix it. I don't care if it's the gun. I don't care if it's what he was listening to. I don't care if it was what he was reading. That's not going to influence as much as you think it. I mean, it does have some effect, but it's so freaking light. It's a
lot of that bleeds out into the whole ban guns argument.
Yeah.
One of the shooters had a rifle that was illegal anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're
for
like,
normal people to buy was illegal. So how did he get it?
well,
It's like they don't bother to track down where did these guys get the guns.
Well, it's like the meme that I've always seen. You know, if you ban,
Old man math.
if you ban
However long it was.
Yeah, I remember what there's that meme that goes around that says, if you ban abortions, they'll just do it illegally, but let's ban guns.
Yeah, I've seen
and
that.
I'm sitting there going, if you think that they won't do that illegally, what the hell? You know, like...
A lot of the guns these guys get, they're already felons, which means they couldn't purchase one anyway, legally, so they had to get it from...
Like, you have the third-party market, and...
Yeah.
Like, as bad as I want to say, like, maybe... that needs to change. Like, I mean, I support guns, but maybe there needs. I mean, not saying take away third party.
Well, I mean, okay, if you got someone you know is a felon and you sell them a gun privately, find the person that sold them that gun. Don't just let them walk away.
Yeah, or like if you're gonna sell a gun to somebody, do a bill of sale.
Like get a hold of the felon and the seller, and find out if they actually knew that person was a felon.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, you don't even have to have all that complicated information to a call thing to see if the person is clear to buy or not.
Oh, you can go to a pawn shop, and I think it's like maybe $10, $15, $20.
Yeah, and they'll do a background check.
And they'll do a background check for you.
And that's the way you can purchase a gun. But I mean, it's
no, I'm saying like a third party. Like, say if I'm going to sell a gun to you, and I'm like, well, let's go to the pawn shop and let's do a background check.
Yeah,
it's a simple fit.
It's essentially can this person get a gun, or do we got something on record about them?
Yeah, or if you know them personally, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, the only way around that, like if you go to a pawn shop right now and buy a gun, there's only one way around them calling that number, and that's if
you have
one of these.
Inside.
Just don't show the information.
Yeah. So
one of these.
It's a hold on, I'm trying to cover it up because I don't.
Here, I can cover my stuff.
But it's basically he's holding a firearm permit.
Yep,
but I mean,
one of these. I covered all my information.
There, all my stuff's covered. One of these.
There you go.
One of these means I've been fingerprinted, I've been background checked, I've been screened, went through all the stuff
and it's
that
not
they register.
Like a background check from the state level for these.
No, it's federal.
It's like federal level. Like the federal, we have to get fingerprinted by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation, not the state police or anything like that.
Yep.
So, like, we have to go through steps and pay a lot of money to go get these permits.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just so we can carry.
Without worry.
Yeah.
Or someone like me that travels to neighboring states on a semi-regular basis, I'm a country boy. I go somewhere like New Orleans. There's some crazy people down there. Yeah. I go somewhere like, hell, even Biloxi's got their issues. Jackson. But I'm talking more out of our state, Because if a lot of people don't know it, if you carry a firearm over state lines, you just committed a crime.
Well, that actually does depend. If it depends, because you have to look at firearm laws versus transportation of firearm laws.
Yep.
As a truck driver, you can have a firearm.
Yeah.
But it has to be unloaded and locked up, right?
You have to go by each state's gun transportation laws. So every state that you go through, you have to make sure that their regulations, sometimes...
Yeah, Memphis is a good example.
With California, the gun law is, for transportation, you have to have the gun unloaded and the ammo and the gun locked in separate boxes.
Yeah.
So, like, whenever you go through, like...
But here's the thing. If you got, say, a concealed carry, I can still have it on me, have it loaded, have it in my back, and I don't have to go through the little extra steps between each state.
Right.
That's the plus side to having that little...
If that state supports
if that state supports your state's card, which pretty much all of them I'm going to drive to do. Now, if I have to hop a plane, that's a whole nother
ballgame.
Yeah, it's not even, in my opinion, it wouldn't be worth trying to fly with a pistol.
Well, you got to do it as check on luggage. It's got to be unlocked. It's got to be in a little lockbox. It's like a list of stuff you have to do.
Yeah, and it can't have any ammo with it. And it's like,
you can transport ammo over the airline, but they have to be in separate boxes.
Yes.
And they have to be checked. You can't have access to it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the thing though, is that we have a lot of laws that already protect us. They're wanting to add more, which I think is totally wrong. But that's just my personal opinion. You know, other people might have others. But you know, in my personal opinion, I've.
Well, if you notice, most of the people that just don't want guns, don't want them around, don't want in their house, if you ask a lot of them, have you ever shot a gun?
They'll say no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've
If
never even
anybody
been
ever
exposed.
like has never shot a gun and wants to, come see me. I will let you shoot. I've got a few that you can at least experience that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
It was like Steven Crowder.
Yeah.
I like the way that he took somebody who
He took
was
two
full
girls.
Actually he took one.
no,
in
he
partic-
took. There was the video I watched. It was 2 girls.
I think he's done 3 altogether.
Oh, okay.
And one was 2 girls, and one was one. But he took one girl who was extreme leftist, like never even seen a gun in real life, kind of like that far, and he took her to the range.
I remember seeing that.
Yeah, showed her all the safety steps.
Mm-hmm.
Made sure that she had her, her ears in and her eyes on, the protection for those that don't, do that as often. But yeah, I mean, making sure that she had everything that she needed safely, and had her fire one, and she ended up enjoying herself.
If I recall from that video, he actually took her to a gun store and showed her the process.
What
I
it's
think
like
he
to do
did that
gun.
with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And like actually, one of them actually did the background check.
Yeah.
Mhm.
One girl actually did say that she would go ahead and do a background check so she can pick it up a firearm. But I mean, it's one of those things, like, these people have never gone through this process. They don't know the paperwork that they have to fill out, or the background check that they have to wait several days for, or this, that, or the other.
Illinois, you have to have a Floyd card. If I remember that correctly.
Oh, what?
A Floyd card. I'd have to look it up.
It kind of
I've never
wraps
heard
up
that.
our concealed carry, kind of how it does.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, a Floyd card.
Or is that the one where you have to have the basic training?
No, a Floyd card is, I believe, just to purchase a gun in Illinois. Like, not to conceal carry, to purchase and to own in your house. You have to have this card to do that. Oh, here we go. It's Illinois. FOID. Floyd, not Floyd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Want to legally possess and purchase firearms or ammunition in the state.
Yep.
You have to have that card to even purchase ammunition. And then they do pretty much what I'm pretty sure a Floyd card is probably the same steps we go through as a concealed carry.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I'm pretty sure they may have some extra steps, and let's see, maybe I can find them and just look it up and just say,
trying to look at it from an outside perspective, I can imagine why it would seem scary.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about us, and, well, I know you and me especially, and I'm pretty sure John Lee, and I don't know about you yet, but
There's a lot you don't know about me yet.
No.
That's scary.
But being around firearms your entire life in some aspect or another,
Yeah.
Always having them around, they're always in a case, you don't mess with, especially as a kid. I'm looking at it from like a kid's point of view.
They weren't where you could play with them.
Yeah, it wasn't just like laying about.
Yep.
Yeah.
They are put up, they are locked up.
Yep. And a lot of it's teaching these kids
how to properly.
I mean, at one point in American history, we taught firearm safety in public schools.
Actually, as early as the 70s.
Yep.
When I went to Sebastopol in 7th grade, they come and taught hunter education at the school, and they can't use like 22s like they used to, but it was BB guns, which
same
to
concept.
qualify, and I mean, like, I don't even think they can do that anymore.
No,
not in Mississippi.
No, I think it's federal.
I think
it's our.
Well, I mean, a wildlife officer is federal, I believe.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, we were always raised around these particular things.
Bang sticks.
Bang sticks, yeah. I mean, always being around it. Definitely hunting is very heavy where we live.
Yeah.
I mean, you can literally go into Walmart,
a good example,
throw toilet paper roll, and you'll hit a hunter.
Yeah.
Like, the percentage is so high, it's ridiculous,
You could throw one in this room, and you got a 2 out of 5 shot of hitting a hunter.
I mean,
maybe a 3 out of 5. I'm not sure.
I'm a big gun cameras and microphones. I'm a big gun supporter, And when it comes down to it, I was raised with guns. Like every man in my family had a hunting rifle, had a shotgun for home defense.
Had that permit to hunt too, didn't he?
Yeah, always. It was gun safety. You don't play with them. It's not a toy. And it was taught at a young age. That's just not around anymore.
Well, you see examples from time to time. I have a relative. When you and me were living together at undisclosed location number 1 for 2 years, it shocked him one day because he saw this kid,
sounds terrible.
probably 10 years old, walking to the woods to hunt deer.
Oh my God.
And it shocked the hell out. He's like, your cousin just walked down the road deer hunting.
I want to explain the scenario. First off, I'm considered a city boy in the South. Now, when I leave the South, I am as Southern can get.
Yep.
But it's like I'm at that weird stage where I am considered a city boy when I'm home, which is really weird for me because if you go outside, it's totally different. But anyway, like I moved in with him. The first night there was kind of rough for me, and I went outside, and at the time I was a smoker. It was early in the morning. It was probably like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
And I go outside.
'Cause I remember you waking me up.
Yeah, I go outside. I just remember hearing a rooster crow, and I'm like, the only thing missing is a shotgun shot and a banjo. And that was the thing that.
Well, you didn't get the banjo.
I didn't get the banjo, but not even maybe, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes after I had that thought cross my mind, I hear a bunch of banging, a lot of loud booms coming from the field. I knew exactly what it was. I was like, oh my God. That's a hunting rifle. Like I know what it is. It's not a shotgun, but it's a hunting rifle.
And then it was maybe 20 minutes later, my cousin come walking up to tell his dad to get the 4-wheeler to go get the deer.
No, he had a dead rabbit.
Oh, it was a rabbit.
It was a rabbit that he was going after, and he's walking by wearing nothing, no shirt. He's wearing like some pants.
Yeah,
and I
because
think
he had the rabbit
flip-flops.
wrapped up in the shirt.
Yeah, he had like the rabbit wrapped up, and the gun in the other hand, and he's walking down the side of the street, and I'm going, "Was that you?" He goes, "Yeah, I got lunch." And I went, "What the hell? What weird
But at
place
the same
did I
time,
move to?"
in defense of my cousin, he was taught from like the time he could walk, the things in this case are for three purposes.
Yeah.
Defending, hunting, and killing predators from around the house.
Yeah.
Because they had chickens. You know?
You got to protect the
You
livestock.
get hawks and stuff like that coming in to eat them, you got to protect your own food.
Yeah. And I think that's where we differ so much in our country right now, is because we have places like where we live where it's so normal.
5 minutes and you're in the countryside.
Yeah, it's so normal
Any
because
place.
it's a tool. It's not a weapon.
Yeah, no, like Mississippi, I think it was last year or the year before or something, our governor declared that hunting is a right and not a privilege here in the state.
It is.
Yeah, I got something for him.
Now, even with that right, you still have to have a hunting permit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
Or a
means
hunting
you
license.
have to go through
The training
and take
course.
a training course. It's
Well,
not,
unless you were born before 72.
yeah, but there ain't many that, yeah.
Yeah, my mom, she didn't have
Well,
to.
like the thing
But
is,
in our generation, the generation
Yeah.
putting out crazy people.
I know people that hunt so that way they don't have to shop during the wintertime.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's why they hunt.
I
is
mean-
so that way they can store it and they can shop.
It's
Like
some
that
of the best
hog
meat.
sitting in the bottom of my freezer still that
Yeah.
I'm so tired of eating.
Well,
Like it's some of the best meat in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
deer
But if
is 10 times better than any beef you can eat. I mean, other than a steak.
well, and then I'll hear
But-
arguments of, well, why don't you just buy we do buy groceries.
Yeah.
But let's say your money starts getting tight. I know I've got, probably 30 pounds of hog still in the bottom of that freezer. Money starts getting tight. It's a couple days before we can go grocery shopping, something like that. I know I can open that freezer, thaw that out, and I've got 2 or 3 days worth of food
Hey,
in each
Andrew's
bag.
here.
I told you, trains.
Trains.
Yep.
Trains.
Trains.
That was a delayed reaction.
It
though.
was a little bit of a delayed reaction.
Yeah.
But that's all right. But no, that's the thing though, is our state and states around us, we see it as a tool, and I guess that's really what it boils down to. Is there are people that use it for like we were saying earlier, defense, hunting, and protection of, well, either way, crops or livestock. It's like dire important where we live, because there are some people that have vegetation in their backyard.
Yeah, like I grew up around chicken farms, and we would go
Yeah.
and
Or corn crops or bean crops.
yeah,
Or,
like you have to get rid of because the skunks love
Yeah.
to get in chicken houses.
Yeah, and you know you'll
And you
have
have
other
to-
animals that'll come messing around the garden or
Yeah,
trying to kill
like
the
you
chickens.
have to
or,
you have to go around like middle of the night and go take care of all these just so
yeah,
they don't get
if
out
you're
of
raising
control.
rabbits, you got to make sure they're safe. And
Yeah.
I just love that most of the people who complain about guns don't know where their food comes from.
yeah,
Yeah.
But like, well,
the meat fairy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like when I was a kid,
Speaking
I
of
was
meat.
taught flat out like, okay, this was once a cow. That's it.
And that's the thing, like some of our southern, like our country schools, like Union, Sebastopol, and all that.
Yeah.
You know, they still teach that kind of stuff. Like, you know, they're not like all anti, you know, liberals and stuff like that.
Well, like agriculture is very heavy in our state.
Yeah.
But it has to be because we need farmers, and we are the state that grows the rest of the country's food.
Well, now
We
our
are one of the
chicken-
many states that do that.
Our chicken, the stuff that comes out of Pico's in Sebastopol, it actually does not get sold here in the United States. It gets shipped to Russia.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I have a friend that he's a supervisor there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Now Tyson, on the other hand, that's where you get your KFC from.
Yeah.
A lot
Now,
of people buy Tyson. around
actually,
here.
I take that back. Some of Pico's does go to the United States. It goes to McDonald's.
Ah.
Their
So
chicken
that's
nugget-
what they turn into pink slime.
Yeah. Now they don't do it there at the plant. They send it somewhere else. But the chicken does get sold and processed into like McDonald's. I believe it's McDonald's.
You know why you never hear of somebody quitting Pico? Soylent Green.
Wait, what?
No, nothing
it's,
important.
It's one of those jokes, Jonely.
It's just one of them jokes.
I don't have headphones, so I can't hear like.
Talk about Soylent Green.
There
we go.
What kind of fish do you get there? Catfish is like a
Catfish,
huge
bass,
thing.
brim.
Brim. Oh my gosh, I love brim.
You got some crazy people that actually cook alligator gar.
Oh my! Have you ever tried that?
At first, it tastes like alligator.
No, yeah.
I love
It's like a
alligator
big,
tail.
ugly fish with sharp ass
Huge
teeth.
Yeah,
teeth.
I've seen one.
It's
No,
like,
like,
if I ever fall in a river, that's my. I'm not worried about the snakes and alligators. I'm worried about one of them ugly son of guns.
Yeah, they'll attack you. They'll jump. They can jump high.
Yeah, I've heard of people having them jump in their boats.
Yeah. I
Like
was
they
on
are
the-
vicious little. They're like the.
Have you ever had alligator tail?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I've had alligator.
I've had alligator nugget, and when the
Nugget?
alligator nuggets when the ham jam comes around.
It's pretty much alligator tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was staying in Baton Rouge, the Cajuns down there, when they were getting ready to like do the whole tailgating thing, they would have these trailers almost as long as the truck, and they would have the whole alligator skinned and gutted on this grill all day.
Yeah.
So I
I
can
would
say I've
love
had
that.
more than just tail. I've had a little of all of him.
There was a birthday present or a Christmas present several years back where Chelsea bought me beef jerky, but it wasn't just beef jerky. It was like kangaroo, ostrich,
Oh, that sounds
alligator.
awesome.
I need
Oh, there was
alligator.
a store
It was
that sold that
amazing.
in Flowwood at one time. There was
That's-
a beef
that's so
jerky
good.
store.
I need the link for where you found that.
Yeah.
Chelsea.
we may have something for an episode here.
Yep.
Sponsor us.
Please. And no, by the way, that is by far one of my favorite things in the world is fucking deer jerky.
I cut my
I
teeth.
love.
It's so hot. It like, but as soon as you make it,
I
it's
don't
gone.
care. I don't care. It's so good.
I'll make you some.
I legit.
Please.
You know he's gonna get at least one this winter.
Me?
When I was
Yeah.
young, when I was a baby.
More like 5 or 6. Oh wait, no. The
A
limit
hunting
is
limit.
one, two,
If you're
Five.
calling it,
Five.
we're gonna count it.
When
Five.
when I was young, when I just started to cut my teeth, my father gave me beef jerky to cut
Yeah.
my and not the sticks, like the actual strips.
Yeah.
That's what I cut my teeth on as a baby.
Wow.
And my mother was flipping out, and to this day, I could kill me a bag of beef jerky.
I can't do. We used to have a guy at the vape shop that he'd come up on Fridays or Saturdays, and he would like have a bag of Amish beef jerky that you get at Deals.
Yeah.
Best beef jerky I've ever had,
Ooh.
and it ain't that expensive either.
May have to.
Yeah,
stop
and you
by
get
Deals,
and like it
maybe.
is. You know how beef jerky you get some and it's like really tough or it's
Yeah.
really soft. This was like right in the middle where you could actually enjoy it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, people always complain about giving kids stuff when they're too young. It was actually with me when I was an infant, my grandmother, and a lot of people that are not from down here will not understand what pot liquor is.
Potluck.
Pot liquor.
Pot liquor.
Pot liquor.
And a lot of people think it's alcohol. No.
It's not.
Pot liquor is when you make greens, and that's the juice that's left over, that really good liquid that's left after boiling them. And she actually took a little cornbread, mixed it in, and made like a paste almost, and fed that to me when I wasn't but a couple months old.
Yep.
They said I swallowed it down.
I bet.
I can see
And
that.
then my mom, I think it was my mom or somebody, like, they had a heart attack over it. It's like, you gave him that? He's too little to be eating real food. Apparently, I've been eating real food ever since.
I can see that.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. That big Buddha belly.
I mean, like,
Rub the belly.
I know we went from the gun thing to a hunting thing, but I mean,
it all kind of ties
it,
together.
yeah, it really does kind of all tie together with especially the area that we live in.
Yeah, so like if you ban guns, you're going to take away a lot of people's food.
A lot of food.
And then
because
our
crops
deer are
going
going
to
to be
too.
Our deer are going to be like explode like in
Oh God, do you know how many
disease.
accidents we're going to have?
Oh, yeah.
Insurance rates are going to go up.
Yeah.
When deer no longer fear cars
Yeah.
and fear people because of hunters, they become way too careless around people.
You know, a good example of that, when me and the wife made our first trip up north this winter, we went through Jersey. I was never expecting to see deer after deer after deer going through New Jersey.
They'll kill him?
Yep.
Yeah, we sold your dad to the circus.
It's
Yeah.
okay. He needed
He
to.
wouldn't make it.
We're hoping he'll do the flying trapeze.
He wouldn't make it.
James's daughter just
I think
walked
he
in.
said something about lion taming, wanting to put his head in the lion's mouth.
I don't know. There was something along those lines.
Yeah.
Alligator angler or something.
Yeah,
like
anyway, he left like, a few hours ago to go join the circus.
that. He's in bed. He's in bed.
He works tonight.
Oh, I get to do it again.
He's got the shift.
Hey.
Hi.
He looks kind of confused too. He's
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
He's like,
But
wait.
no, let's get back on the subject of video games and all that. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of went off on a tangent.
Yeah,
Like,
because it
once
kind of
again,
all
we've
goes
gone
back to video games bad. Why?
Yeah, they're basically blaming guns in video games for the violence. Not that we had wars before video games.
This could backfire, but I have an idea. So Jamie's oldest son just came in. He is, how old are you, Ben? 10? Okay, Ben, you play games.
Yeah.
You play games where you shoot people. Has that ever made you want to shoot someone in the real world?
No.
Say that a little louder.
No.
There you go.
He
That's
said
a
no.
10-year-old.
He said no.
So, like, it's one of those things where...
It's one of those that comes down to the kid's mentality
well,
and
it
how they
comes to
grow
the
up.
parenting.
That too.
Once again, it comes down to the parenting of
Yeah, and they're
teaching
actually
your
really good
kids
parents.
that a life is important.
And he's actually shot guns.
Yeah.
Pretty good shot from what I've
actually
heard.
videotaped him
What
doing
has your
it.
father told you about the guns in the house?
Don't mess with them.
Don't mess with them.
There you go. And it's that simple. I mean, it's one of those things where I understand that there's, the world is a confusing place and not everything goes the way you want it to.
Yeah. You
I mean,
can't have a
let's-
perfect world.
Yeah, and that's I get that. I've accepted that. We all should accept that, at some point or another,
Yeah.
and that the world is a dangerous place, and you are going to have people that want to do wrong.
Well, I mean, a good example. If you got a kid in your house that you don't think is mentally stable, lock it up.
Yeah.
You can buy key locks for the triggers. You can buy key
You get
locks for the
thumbprint
magazines.
ones. I mean,
You can get full-on safes that you have to either spin dial in, which those are a pain in the ass even for adults,
Yeah.
or a push button one that you still got to know the code.
That kid would have to be really determined to get into one of those. But I mean, like, there's so many things, and they've even got guards now that actually go over
The trigger.
The trigger.
That's what I was talking about. They have keyed ones for that.
Oh, they've even got the fingerprint one where you can put it right there, and like in a second, the thing will drop, and you're ready to go.
There's one that's actually pretty popular that I've seen, and it is it goes into the bolt, the barrel.
Yeah.
And there's a mechanism on there. It's not a key, and it's not like a high school combination,
Right.
but it's a dial that it doesn't matter what distance you spin it. It's like 3 times left, whatever. And so it's something that you could, without looking under the table, do the combination, and then it ejects as soon as you pull the slide back, and it flies out, and then the next round is chambered. So it doesn't impede the use of the gun, but it is still just as safe as any lock.
Yeah, well,
There's
I
so
can see a
many-
problem with that, though.
I mean, you're going to find a problem with everything. What if the batteries die in the fingerprint one, or the key, you can't find it?
Crazy Joe down the road's trying to break into your house.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where there's going to be...
Don't tell me you have a Crazy Joe down the road.
No, okay. That reminded me of a news post I saw. I think it was in Florida. And
Florida man.
The post was... man defends home with shower gun. And
yeah, I saw that.
Oh yeah, it's been going around.
Yeah, it had a judge in a water box in the shower.
Like how bad of a neighborhood do you live in where it's like I need a shower gun?
You and me both know I have at least one cousin that I wouldn't doubt has a shower gun, but he lives on his own. There are no children around.
Yeah,
he doesn't let mentally unstable people into his house.
I would have a shower gun.
Shower gun. It's like your shower orange.
I'm getting a shower gun now.
It has to be a thing.
It needs to have like lifeguard on the side.
It's just this clear orange container.
Yeah.
It's just.
But I mean,
shower gun.
That is one of the things that I can't stand when people are trying to blame objects like guns or music or video games or movies or things like that. You as a parent have that right to make sure that your kid isn't exposed to that. You have a choice.
Yep.
If you choose not to do it, it is your fault. It's plain and simple. You have a choice.
Or if you're one of these that turns around and just sells your gun to whatever guy offers you money for it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what that person's going to do with it.
Well, it's one of those things where be smart, be intelligent.
I remember even seeing, it was an argument someone had about gun shows. My dad did gun shows when I was little.
He still does.
And even then, he got a cell phone back when it had the little bottom part that flipped down with the antenna that pulled up.
Yeah.
He got one of those back then when they required even private sellers at gun shows to call in to verify the person. And he'd have them walk around behind the table, sit down with him. He'd dial all the stuff up. And, he'd say, it's going to take about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. And I mean,
we're going to make sure they say you're okay.
I mean, that's the thing. We've got so many laws, and now they're trying to shove for more.
What is it, the TAPS law?
I have no idea.
More laws is not going to fix the problem.
No, it's not.
So, basically
what country is that? Hold on. There's a country. Is it Israel or Egypt?
What do they do?
There's a country that actually has kids that wear guns on them. And I'm not talking about pistols. I am talking about straight up AKs.
Like Afghanistan?
It's somewhere around. It's somewhere in the Middle East.
Like when Iraqi freedom was happening?
No. It was they all eventually have to go to the military, so they go ahead and train them in firearms safety. It's a part of their country. It's like really important.
I want to say Sweden did that at one point, where when you hit a certain age, you had to go for the mandatory training.
But they were taking them to schools. Like, they are full out, they showed pictures of 2 girls. They were in uniform, school uniform, and they had AKs strapped to their back and their books strapped to their bike in a backpack. Like, you can see that there were books in it. And they're just strolling down the street, and you can see the school in the distance in the picture, and I'm going, these children are going to school.
And they ain't got to worry about no kidnapping or nothing.
They don't have kidnappings, they don't have rapes, they don't have shootouts. They don't have any of these things, and it's amazing that they can go centuries without this problem.
It comes down to more laws is going to strip people who would legally get a gun to defend themselves, which makes them vulnerable.
And here's an interesting. I want to be clear though that I'm not saying that we need to have guns in schools.
Well, I mean, killings happen.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do, they're gonna. If someone wants to kill someone, they're gonna find a way. Look at the
California. Just this last week or whatever, there was a stabbing where 3 people died.
Yeah.
You
look at London and look
how
at the
about that
results
animation studio in Japan? Guy came in, poured gasoline all over the place, lit it on fire. Multiple people dead. Wasn't no gun involved. There wasn't no knife involved. He went and got gasoline and lit the place on fire.
Have you seen John Wick?
Look, pencils. No, if history is anything to go by, you look back and you'll see that countries that...
Okay, yeah, someone did say it is Israel.
Hey, Mike.
Okay.
Countries that have overly strict gun laws have more shootings.
Yep.
And you can go back and look on
Well-
graphical data where it's a linear increase. Honestly, if you were a burglar and you were going to come into somebody's house, would you rather be in a country where you know they don't have guns?
Yeah.
Heartbeat.
Simple.
Well, I mean, that's actually a theory. I've had somebody argue with the whole, we need to ban guns thing at me. And I said, okay, well, and it's the same concept that you were talking about, if you were a burglar. So let's hypothetically think that you're a burglar. You have two houses. They're both very, 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 very nice.
Oh, well, that was the fire was the 28 bodies? I think that sounds about right, actually.
All right, so
They lost a lot of people.
You've got two houses, and they're both very, very nice. You look at the left house. Blue house, Prius, Hillary sticker, gay flag flapping out in the wind. I'm sorry, I just had to. But you get my point, right? And then you look over here, and you've got a guy with a huge truck, a Trump sticker, an American flag in the yard, and a
gun
motor
rack in the
swinging from the fucking tree.
And a gun rack in the window.
Yeah. Now, which house are you going to rob?
Exactly.
Just like I promise you that almost 95% of those people are going to rob that house, the left house. There's a reason for this, because they know that their chances of being shot at are slim to none.
Yep.
Whereas you go into this house, your percentage of being shot is probably in the 95 percentile region.
You better hope I a deep sleeper.
You better hope the cops show up before you even get into the house.
Yep.
Like, it's one of those scenarios. And, if you really, really, really think about it, that's probably one of the biggest deterrents in the world is an American flag in the front yard.
So what the TAPS law is I was looking at it. So say if somebody they know you have a firearm, and they call and say, I think he's mentally unstable, without any proof, the law enforcement can come and take your guns.
Yeah, that won't be abused up the ass. I mean, it's one of those things where it's just another way to abuse it.
Yeah.
What's that? That officer is unstable? All of them are?
Oh, no. You have that one neighbor who just doesn't like the fact that you own guns.
Yeah.
They can kiss my ass.
Well, I mean, with that law, though, the law enforcement, without due process, come and take your guns.
No, fam.
At that point, if you look at it and you're in a state where guns are not something that is political, like, California is real strict with guns.
Yeah.
At that point, what would stop any law official or anybody just saying, "Oh, we had a report"?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a report that.
Yo, damn brother.
Yeah, and then they just come in and take your guns with
Yeah,
literally nothing.
like California has that law, and they were like posting on the Highway Patrol or something like that on their Facebook page, Californians, and it was like, "Oh, we seized this in a
Damn it, Caleb.
Don't pull up.
Yeah,
Don't pull that one up.
I've already read that one.
This whole chat has been.
It is corrupted. We've gone too far, maybe.
Yes.
But it's well, I mean, like you were saying, like, being able to just point out what's going to stop that. I mean, not too long ago there were cops. I think it was 3 cops. I want to say it was 2 to 3 cops. They got kicked out of Starbucks because a customer felt
it was in
Yeah.
Fresno, Arizona, I believe.
I'm just saying, if that Starbucks happens to be getting robbed, they might have to drive a little.
My dear sweet time in the McDonald's drive-thru.
Probably wouldn't even turn on their
Donuts, right?
cherries and berries.
I'm just gonna flip these lights on, but I'm not gonna worry with the siren.
they're
I
not
think
even.
it's messed up.
They're not even gonna turn the cherries and berries on.
You turn on the lights and you stop at every red light.
Talk about some confused traffic.
Yep.
Man,
Get out
traffic
of
was
my way,
awful.
but I gotta follow the law.
Traffic's awful, man. I couldn't get there in time.
I'm so sorry.
But it's dead. It's 2 a.m. in the morning.
It happens, man. People were out there
You would
getting
be
their munchies.
surprised.
You have not seen me do my job.
I mean, that's something that just baffles the hell out of me with California. This whole crap about not feeling comfortable with the police in the room. Those are the people you call when you get robbed. Do you not feel comfortable when they're there? Right after you just had a guy break in your house, shoot up your house, and then steal your dog and your fucking television.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
Because
I had
everybody
an
killing
attack
everybody.
dog. He's eating a prime rib out of the freezer. He
Like-
was steadily chewing on it. He must have licked him to
I got a
death.
question for y'all. Y'all actually think there's a John Wick out there in the world?
Not like he is portrayed in
No,
the movies.
no.
Right, do
His
y'all
name
think-
is Keanu Reeves,
His
and
name
he
is
is a bit of a
Keanu Reeves,
badass.
and
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him at the range?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just wow.
There was
Ray
actually
gun?
I wish I could remember the name of the channel that did it, but they went back and tweaked all the firearm effects in John Wick and made it be more realistic, and it looks 1,000 times better.
Really?
Yes.
So without all the extra drama.
It the big thing that they focused on, if you go frame by frame and watch John Wick, the muzzle flash from the guns follows the gun with the recoil, which isn't how guns work.
Yeah.
Like you take a shot and the smoke that comes out is going to stay where it was.
Yeah.
And it looks so much better.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I mean, have y'all ever seen on John Wick where he actually reloads? Where he doesn't just continuously shoot and not reload
Yeah.
for a
I know.
while?
Isn't that
Yeah.
nice?
Well, like, it's
actually
because
have
he
a
trains
movie.
for that. And from what I understood is he actually counts how many times he pulls the trigger
yeah.
to make it, I mean, he may be off
Realistic.
by a few.
He
But-
goes out of his way
Yeah.
to make
Yeah,
it real.
he makes John Wick.
Anytime
Right.
a gun is in a TV show or a movie, I count the bullets
Yeah.
just to see if they pay.
Yeah, like
My-
a revolver.
Yes, that is
18
my
shots.
absolute favorite. It's like 25 shots in, you haven't seen them reload, but it's like an 8. It only holds 8 rounds, but they've shot like 30 something times, and it's like,
Actually, one of the
are they
series
gonna reload?
one of the series I gotta give credit for counting shots has to be Supernatural.
Supernatural, and also The Walking Dead did pretty good with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, The Walking Dead, especially when it was like obviously because Rick's Python, I believe
Yeah.
it's a 6-shot. They were so diligent with making sure.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice to actually see somebody reload for once in my fucking
Yeah.
life on television.
Or hell,
something.
you got Supernatural. Like, how many of these special bullets do we have left in the special gun that's made for killing demons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that got so exaggerated. It's kind of like that general, that stupid general that did that CNN interview.
Oh God!
And
yes.
he's like, "This is an AR-15," and
And
he's holding
holding a
clearly a
yeah.
shotgun, and it's like,
yeah, this
"That's
is
not an AR.
It's fully automatic.
It's
Fully semi-automatic.
It's fully semi-automatic." And I'm sitting there
Well,
going, "No, that's not right
it's
at
like,
all."
Have
All right,
you not
so y'all
seen
know the bump stops got banned recently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right, do y'all know who Jerry Mazelk is or something like that?
no.
Probably somebody.
He's
who
from
doesn't know
Louisiana,
guns.
and he can shoot a gun really fast
Oh, excuse
without
me.
anything like that.
Excuse me.
He can outshoot a bump stop. So
Yeah.
he was like, "This it's invalid because." He's like, anybody can shoot like this if you
Well,
train.
it just comes to show that, semi-automatic weapons.
But I bet he ain't never shot no people.
Well, a lot of people, they get it very confused of what an automatic and a semi-automatic is. And a semi-automatic is
pull
when you
the
pull the
trigger,
trigger,
it
one
fires
bullet
one.
comes out.
Yep.
That's it. And you can do it in rapid succession. That's it.
It doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter if it's semi-automatic. You can pull that trigger as long as there's bullets in there as fast as you humanly can.
And it
Yeah.
will.
But
it
you
will
have
shoot
to
'em out.
let
But
go of
that
it.
doesn't make it an automatic.
No.
Yeah, and you know
That
how
and the
hard it is to
paperwork.
get a automatic
Dear
firearm
God.
in the United States.
What irritated me the most
Oh, it's a pain.
when it came to the Las Vegas shooting, people were claiming that it was a fully automatic assault rifle. And anybody who knows guns could have listened
you
to
ever
the
see the
audio clip.
footage?
Yeah, anybody who
Yeah.
knows guns could have listened to the audio
Yeah.
clip and heard like when you fire an
Bang,
automatic,
bang, bang.
there's no change in how
Yeah.
fast the bullets
Yeah.
come out. There are pauses in
It's
a
a certain
semi-automatic.
pace that
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
shooting at that you're like, okay, it's not bolt and it's not, automatic. It is clearly semi-automatic. And that's the thing. It's what was the movie?
Yeah, that argument. Let's ban all fully automatic rifle. They kind of are.
Yeah.
I mean, the paperwork to get a
And
full
the
auto
stamp
It's
is
insane.
The stamp is like, I want to say like $3,000 or $4,000.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's expensive.
It's ridiculous that people
on top of the stamp. You realize to have a full auto, you have to have a safe inside a room
No
that can be
windows.
locked with no windows, with a metal reinforced door. You have to have a active security system. That's something a lot of people don't realize. There's active and passive security systems. Most of the ones we have are passive.
Yeah.
They wait till something happens to send a message. An active one, there's someone sitting at a desk that sees every time a door is open, closed,
Yeah.
if the light is turned on, it's like
they left to go to the
it's
bathroom.
like
They know it.
lights turned on,
Yep.
And that's really the thing, though, is that people are so naive, or they're not knowledgeable of firearms enough to pass these laws, and that bothers me.
Here's a word that people are not going to like: ignorant.
Yeah.
By definition, not knowing something.
But still
Ignorancy.
talking about
Yeah. You get people who are gung-ho, yes, ban automatic guns.
They are.
They are.
In a sense.
For a normal person to get them, it's possible, sure.
But the money involved.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not worth the reward.
You've got to have like doctor income
And there's
to afford this.
No,
and
you gotta have better than that.
Anybody who has gone through the process and went through the money, the time, the preparation to have the ability to own an automatic weapon is not going to be your school shooter.
And then from what I understand, if you have a fully automatic, the FBI or whoever, whatever.
Oh yeah, they watch you
ATF,
all the time.
No, they can just come into your house and be like, "Hey, I want to see
They
the
can
gun."
check you at any time.
And
that
if
they
you
see
have
fit.
anyone with any type of felony in that house, even visiting,
Yep.
you just lost your permit
It
and
is
your
gone.
firearm.
It is 100% gone.
Now that being said, yes, people do modify them on the streets and sell
Which
once
are
again
illegal.
Which is
illegally.
illegal.
That is not a
But
legal firearm.
any law-abiding citizen knows not to own one or not to be around one.
Yeah.
And even if they didn't know, they would be stopped at every single gun store.
Yep.
Do you have your permit for that? Do you have the paperwork to show that you
Yep.
can have? And if they don't, they're going to get stopped there.
Yeah.
If they already have it, they're not going to be your shooter.
Yeah, and it's back when the original amendments were written. Everybody had held a gun at some point in their life.
Yep.
That it was the militia. Everybody had a right to have
Actually,
a gun.
that was explained. That has actually been fully unexplained because a militia was meant as a whole, and a lot of people they misinterpret that, and they're like, "Oh, an actual militia are the only people that can
Any
have
group of people."
No, that is literally you and your neighbor is counting as a militia. That is exactly how it was written. That's how it was meant to be seen as. Because back then, there's the group
You and
in
your
particular-
neighbors might be the only people protecting you.
Yeah, protecting that particular neighborhood. You never know.
Yeah, you know, if you hear a gunshot in the night back in them days, something's wrong.
Yeah.
An
Either
animal-
that or you let your neighbors know before you went to bed. By the way, there's a raccoon been killing chickens.
Yeah, if I fire, you
If
know
I
what
see him in
happened.
the middle of the night, that's what I'm doing.
That's you know what it is, because they didn't have police back then. It wasn't let me call the police and make sure that they know about this. It was more along the lines of you were the law. You were the law to your neighbor, and that's how it always worked, and that's how it's always been.
Oh, did y'all know China is having riots right now?
No,
About they want a Second Amendment.
Yep.
good for China.
Yeah.
Remind me,
I mean,
wasn't China demilitarized at the end of the war?
Don't think so.
I
I think
know
they do
the
still
government-
have a
Which war?
military.
I think the government itself
Now
is
Japan
demilitarized.
was.
No,
Japan
they carry
was.
guns.
That's right. It was Japan.
we took away everything.
Now,
in Japan.
you want to talk about a country it's hard to own a gun in.
Mexico.
You can own a gun in Japan. But you're talking about a week-long training course.
So-
You're talking about paying for multiple permits. The gun cannot be stored at your house. It has to be stored kind of like in a bank vault.
Whoa! I'm loving this. I have no problem talking about this actually. It says, but guns back when it was written weren't able to kill so many things so quickly. Yes, and I understand that. I completely understand that. But it also states that we are to have the same guns our current military has.
Yep.
We have access to those guns. Now there can be paper walls in between them,
Yeah.
which is fine. Because that also does kind of
It does
deter
protect.
some
So-
problem.
My counter to that
Um,
is lever action weapons. Even back then,
Yeah.
lever actions were
They
what-
changed the game.
back then when it was a more of a how many bullets can you shoot?
Henry Repeater.
Lever actions can shoot if you are skilled as fast as an automatic weapon. If
Yeah,
not
I've got
faster.
one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm liking what Rod here. He's like, I don't understand the need for one, and that's fine. This is the point that I think honestly, a lot of people who are gun ho about guns and themselves, you have that right. If you don't see the point, then don't bother, and it's fine. That's not what I'm encouraging. What I'm trying to say is,
But if your ass is getting mugged on the sidewalk,
Like-
I'm still going to help.
like, yeah, it would be nice. I feel more comfortable walking into the store now. Keep in mind, I live in the South. walking into not a grocery store, but let's say like a gas station. You walk into a gas station and there's some guy with cowboy boots and a cowboy hat with, a piece
shooter.
on his side.
We wouldn't blink at that.
No.
Like I don't. I see
Well,
somebody.
like, I see
if
somebody
it's out in
with
the open,
But do you
I
feel
know.
better about it?
I see it and I'm like, well, at least I know.
Yeah,
Well,
somebody's
like, what
got
I
my
do-
back.
I've always heard the phrase, the guy with the gun on his hip is normally the one that's going to save your ass.
Not rob your
It's
ass.
the guy who
Yeah.
has it just kind of tucked in his pocket or in his belt loop with no holster. That's the one you might want to watch out for.
Well,
I love watching the old
like
banks.
what I do is if I see somebody have a gun like on their side, I literally look at it. I'm like, oh, I wonder what kind that is.
Yeah.
I'm bad
Like,
about
I mean,
asking.
that's also the state that we grew up in, too.
Yeah.
We were raised in that mentality of this guy is not trying to hide
Yeah.
the weapon. Obviously, he's got no malicious intent.
Well, like
Yeah.
I used to
You
open
know?
carry, and like I'd get weird looks, and then I switched to concealed carry, and you don't get looks, but nobody knows that you
Yeah.
have one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of our state. Like, it's
You can
scary
get a
to
permit
rob a
for
gas
that.
station in this state because you don't
Man.
know who has a gun.
I pity the stores that put up no gun signs.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, did you know half of them are not even legal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you have an enhanced carry, there's your open carry, your concealed carry, then your enhanced carry.
And
If-
enhanced carry, you have to go for a class
Yep.
on top of everything.
Enhanced carry, it
100
doesn't
bucks.
matter if that convenience store says no guns.
Yeah.
Because 90%
I
of the
think
time,
the only thing they can't carry on is government property.
yes,
actually-
schools, courts, your
No, actually,
It's
no.
government
Yeah.
property.
No, we
You
can
can
walk
actually
into schools
carry to
with enhanced.
schools. You can go to a courthouse. You just cannot go to the courthouse when court is in session.
That's right.
Or
You can't go
sheriff's
to
office.
the judges.
Yeah,
the
sheriff's
room.
office, like where I work. If I walk in the front door of where I work, it can't be on me.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one of the. It's ironic. The one place I work, I can't have it on me.
It's just when it comes down to it, you have when with your enhanced carry, it's going to be concealed 90% of the time, unless you just prefer open carry.
Well,
Yeah.
actually,
They're not
how the
gonna-
law states on the concealed carry is if you open carry with having a concealed carry permit, that's you
It's-
can get in trouble for
Yeah,
it.
it's actually a
Yeah.
contradictory law.
Yeah.
I mean,
Essentially, once you have your concealed carry, don't open carry.
yeah. But I mean, like, it's one of those things where some people, they just don't know how to feel about being in the room with a gun. And
Yeah.
I have an example, actually, when I was working at the vape shop.
How many of us had guns?
That's true.
There's-
So Rotherham's up in Canada, ain't it?
Yeah,
Ah.
Canada.
What are the laws like there for guns?
It's terrible from what I've heard.
He can
Well, we
speak
got
on
a
it better
Canadian
than
in the
I
chat.
could.
Yeah.
I'm
tell
pretty
us.
sure they're not illegal there. They're just not as.
They're more difficult to get a hold of.
I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll pipe in,
Yeah,
but
type in.
By the way,
It's-
dude, love your country around Niagara Falls area. Beautiful. That in Quebec.
it's not as much as you can't have a gun. It's just they're not southern where a gun is expected.
Yeah.
So, like in Canada, if you see a guy walking around with a gun, while normally we wouldn't blink an eye if it's on their holster or whatever,
Yeah.
like, oh, he's got a gun.
Yeah. And, it really kind of boils down to their actions as an individual when
Yeah.
they're carrying a gun, too, that will make you comfortable and uncomfortable. Like, if they come in and they're, like, holding on to their pants like they're trying to keep it in their pocket or something like that,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous because you're acting funny. You're looking around. You're watching other people, trying to see where
Yeah.
the cameras are at. That makes me nervous.
Actually, that's a good point right there. Basically, it's the crime rate of people of where you are and how safe you are around other people. Nicely said.
Yeah, very well.
Now you got places down here. We got some true blue crazy folks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're not the ones carrying it on their hip.
No.
No.
They're the ones that are carrying it in a way that, if you look, you can tell.
Yeah.
Well, like me, like how I carry is I carry in a pocket.
I'm gonna grab my
And-
batteries.
If like if I walk into somewhere and I just want to stick my hands in my pocket,
Grab them. That would be great.
if I put my hands in my pocket, I'm touching my gun, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I mean, like you
Your
can't
batteries
see
just
it.
can switch 'em.
I mean, there's even places near where I live, because I live a little farther out toward one of the cities than a lot of the guys here.
Yeah.
There's maybe 5-6 roads that go through that city that
You don't go
they're
down.
relatively safe. But then there's about a dozen or so that
It's here in a minute.
you don't go down unless you know someone.
Yeah.
like you don't even stop at businesses down some of these roads
Yeah.
that you would love to, but it's like I don't know.
I mean, the thing is we have been raised to look at the scenario, look at the individual's actions.
He said, yeah, when people own guns here, it is pretty much strictly for hunting or they're in the Rangers or reserves.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, hunting. I
There's
mean,
nothing wrong with that. Like,
I know, like that you can get a concealed carry permit in Canada, I believe, but I think
don't know
it's
about
hard.
that.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, let me see. Because Demolition Ranch.
At the
went
same
there.
time,
He's in
something I
Texas, or
noticed.
Colorado,
No. He's in Texas. No, he went to.
There's one thing
you
I
know
noticed
Furious Pete?
actually. When we did go through Canada, it didn't seem very violent.
I mean,
Or at least the places we went to, it just.
you got about 100 miles between civilizations, if
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
more. So
It's
I
kind of
mean,
like Wyoming.
Yeah.
Wyoming, everyone carries a gun, but at the same time, in Wyoming, the odds of someone doing something stupid is so low.
It's ridiculous.
There we go.
Yeah.
But from where I stayed in Casper to the nearest, legitimate, more than 150 people town was an hour drive.
Yeah.
I mean, you had little 50 here, 100 here, 50 here, little spots.
Yeah.
But, I had to deal with that ice and snow for a year. God bless you up in Canada. I can't do that. I've got a 4-wheel drive. Even then, no.
Honestly, it's really funny because you talk to places like Canada and up north, just in general,
Yeah.
and they'll talk about, it's snowing, I got to go to school, and I'm thinking, if it snows down here,
the whole
everything
city,
stops.
Yes,
Yep.
one snowflake falls and the entire city is
I
paralyzed.
actually had to explain that to someone in Wyoming at one point. He was like, the hell you mean a snow day? You mean like when a blizzard's rolling in? I'm like, no. You know that light little bit of snow y'all had the other day left maybe on the ground?
We're done.
I'm
It's
like,
over.
where I'm from, everything would be shut down for probably a week. And they were like,
Yeah.
what the? I'm like, we're
don't-
not equipped for it.
We don't know how to deal with snow here.
No.
And-
Everybody
But at the
shuts
same
everything
time,
down.
something I noticed up in Casper, Wyoming was if it rained, you had people sliding all over the road,
Yeah, we could drive in rain.
hydroplaning. They did not know how to drive on a wet road.
And yet, that's what we're used to.
As a truck driver going all over the country, when I went through Denver, and it wasn't even the first time I'd seen driven in full snow in a truck, it's just amazing.
Oh,
the
y'all
level.
don't have castle law?
There is
Wait, what?
there is such a difference
I'll let him finish
in knowing how to drive in that condition, and then there are some drivers who have done it their entire lives who are going 80 down the road in snow because they know how to handle their trucks, and it's not necessarily safe, but it's just as safe as anybody else.
Okay.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
So
let's-
y'all don't have what we call castle law here. Essentially, if
you are king of my
now
king
it
of the
varies.
castle.
It varies state to state.
But we
like
have it
in our
here.
state, if they are in your home, if they are in your vehicle,
We
if they
need-
are actively
hold on,
tampering
slow
with
down.
something on your
Hey,
property,
All right, so Roth just said, if someone breaks into my house and gets themselves hurt by either me or by something in my home, they can sue.
now they can do that here still. That
No.
actually has happened.
No, I thought they passed that.
No,
I think
can't.
they eliminated it now, but that happened a while
Yeah.
back. I don't know if it was here.
It was
or-
a brief time.
Wasn't it like a burglar who fell through the skylight or something?
No,
Yeah.
No, that's an old
he
man.
broke into the house and tripped and broke his leg over their coffee table.
Yeah.
He got what he deserved.
Yeah.
And he went, he went to jail, but he sued the owner of the house.
No, that's
And won.
ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
I
if you
mean, he
ask,
still had to do, I think, 10 years in jail for the burglary, but
there was a time where police in Mississippi would tell you that if someone's in your house, don't let them leave that house.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
how
mean-
council law works is, say somebody is in your house and you
If
say,
it falls
you know,
under your house and your car or
Yeah.
your property. Well, buildings on your property. We
Yeah.
need to state that.
Well,
Now, if
if-
they are running and they're not shooting at you, you better let them go.
yeah, you can't.
you let them
can't
do
shoot.
not shoot them in the back.
But if
Now, I
they-
have heard of people shooting a tire out on the car they were getting away in.
Yeah. Well,
Because the most they can get you for then is shooting in a vehicle.
Or
damage of property or something
Yeah.
like that. It's something simple.
I still feel like that's in a gray area because they are trying to flee.
Nah, I don't.
I mean,
I'm just helping the cops catch them down the
Couldn't
road.
say that's the way I look at it. I'm Spider-Man. I'm tying them up and waiting. That's all.
Yeah.
It's simple. I mean, I'm not saying like if they break into your house yeah, I'm gonna shoot you.
If you feel threatened, shoot them and drag them in.
Yeah, that's what a lot of cops would tell you. If someone was at your door and you shot them, drag them the rest of the way in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to cross that threshold pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a windowsill or anything, or I think on top of your roof counts as well, because they can still cause a lot of problems, shooting into the house. But like it's little things like that make you really stop and think. It's like, if somebody's on my roof, Santa is on my roof, I legally have the right to go outside and pop off rounds to my little heart's content.
There was this one story, and this was like the big argument.
Now that's a
for
truth
Castle,
right there.
For the
Better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Amen.
Yep.
There was this case
Texas
where
includes land.
a man was in his own home and he was home alone, and his son had just gone off
Was it
to
Macaulay Culkin?
no,
Sorry.
his son had just gone off to college or on a vacation, so he was home alone, and he heard somebody climbing in the window. He had his pistol drawn, and he's like, "If you don't get out of my window, I'm blowing you away." Turns out the kid who was climbing in was drunk as a skunk, and his house was actually next door. And in the confusion, to avoid getting caught by his parents, decided to climb in the window. He didn't shoot him, but had he, that man probably could have gotten in trouble. So that was the big argument.
Have y'all ever seen the video of the guy that broke into the house drunk? That, there was.
Oh yeah, passed out in the bed.
Yeah, he passed out in this guy's bed, and this guy went and like shook him and was like, "Dude, what are you doing in my bed?" He said, "Man, screw you. This is my bed." Like he was like,
No,
adamant.
like he'd piled like all the guns and stuff. The guy that he was gonna steal, like everything he was gonna steal was piled on the bed.
This is a totally different story. It was a college kid, and he was smashed.
Oh, no.
Turns out his house was on the next street over in the same spot. It was like cookie cutter houses. It was on the next street over in the exact same spot. He went into the house, thought that was his bedroom, and crawled in and went to sleep. This guy comes in from work. He worked late nights or something like that.
I'm trying to remember.
And he goes upstairs, and there's just a random dude with full clothes on, shoes still on, smashed, laying in his bed. And he's shaking him and shaking him and shaking him. This guy was adamant that was his house, argued up and down with him. And I'm thinking, in my state, that little fucker would have been drugged through the house. Like, it wouldn't have been pretty at all.
No.
But no, sure enough,
But
this fool left him in the bed and then made breakfast for him in the morning.
That's Southern hospitality.
It was like flat out made breakfast.
It was one story. I don't remember where I heard it from. That the guy had broke into the house while they were away, and they were coming back the next day. They didn't have an alarm, none of the good stuff like that. The guy had piled everything he was going to steal on the bed. He was planning on like taking the comforter and just kind of and going.
Yeah.
He turned around and he had saw somewhere where it was wrote down that they were gone for the night. So he turned around, went to the kitchen, made him a sandwich, had him a drink. He went back in there, sat on the bed for just a minute, and passed out.
Rothern, I saw your comment. Wow, so you could get shot by cutting across someone's lawn.
In Texas?
Yes, you could.
In a way.
But the thing is, I'm pretty sure in Castle, they have to pose a threat to you.
They have to have some form of threat. In other words, they have come onto your property armed, rather it be
yelling
knife,
at you.
club. Yeah, they are causing some form of violence. There is a limitation.
Yeah.
It's not like,
he broke into my house, I'm shooting him now.
Yeah. When somebody crosses your lawn and say you
Now, the
are
second
a
you
lawn
see-
person,
Now, the second you see a knife, a gun,
Yeah.
or they physically
And then
charge at you,
You need
have
to
the legal right.
to make it right. You would say, "Get off my property."
yeah.
You say
You
that a
have
few
to
times,
warn
and if they
them.
advance you, then you take action.
you
But-
have to
Yeah.
warn them that
Yeah.
you A, have
Yeah.
a firearm, and B, you do not want them on your property.
Oh, I'm just gonna let y'all know we're at 2 hours and 17.
Oh, wow.
minutes.
I'm telling you, I knew this would be a long subject.
yep.
And I know we went from video games to
Well,
just playing out
It
guns,
kind of
but
all points back
it
to
really
it,
does.
though. I
Yeah,
mean,
it really does.
it really does.
I know normally we don't get off on more
Politicals.
political stuff, but this
In
is one of
recent
those
events.
political things that's tying over
It
into
kind of hit,
nerddom.
Yeah, it kind of hit both of our territories.
Yeah.
in a way, and so I guess we couldn't pass.
I think it's
this up.
Tommy. Tommy got us into politics.
It wasn't my fault. But speaking on politics,
Have you checked out our Patreon?
yeah, no. No. In Germany, their gun laws are so much more strict than ours,
Yeah.
but in some ways, they're much more open. In Germany, you are allowed to protect your property, your life, and your honor. The thing is,
What do you define as honor?
Yeah.
if somebody with lethal force, but the thing
Wow.
is, say there has to be a verbal warning. Hey, I have a gun, back off. And then there has to be a warning shot. And then at that point, if there's still a problem,
I have a gun, back off.
at that point,
Learn how to bend a bullet.
At that point, regardless, no matter what, if you shoot somebody, there's going to be an investigation on you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, they do that down
That's
here.
even here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but your home, your property, and your honor. That is such a vague term. It's like, what'd you say about my mama, boy?
Did you know? Did you know if you was to shoot a warning shot in the United States or in Mississippi?
Isn't it a reckless discharge?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's a felony.
That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it is a felony. So literally,
Yes. Yes.
Is it one?
Hello? Hello?
Hi, this is Julie. I'm calling from the dealer processing department regarding your vehicle's warranty. We sent you a final notice in the mail, letting you know that your warranty has expired, and this is the final courtesy call to renew the warranty before we close the file. Would you like to speak to a warranty specialist?
Yes. Really? It's like they knew. I actually said yes and it hung up.
okay, for those that are new and don't know what all that's about, we have been trying, because we get interrupted calls all the time on this show, and we have been trying so desperately to catch one of those phone calls and then screw with them the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I will dedicate an entire episode to that if it works out great. You know.
Yeah, it's actually kind of like KOS Southeastern. If you are opening carrying in Mississippi and your gun is in that holster, you're not considered a threat.
Yeah, and as long as your hand like isn't on it, I'm.
Yeah.
guessing
Now, if you're
too.
walking around with your hand on your gun,
Like, there's
that's
a
good
difference
point.
if you're over and carrying and you're like propping
yeah,
up on it, you know, like because when I would carry, you know, my arm would touch the back of the gun, so it would just prop up on it.
yeah,
There's that, but my hand never went to it unless you know.
Yeah.
Rothran, that
that's what I was reading. Yeah.
it
go ahead.
actually is a very good point. And I can't speak because I'm not a cop.
No, you even down here, you
Yeah.
do get some people that
Yeah.
give you the dirty look.
But when it comes to a police
Jackson.
officer and they see a gun, within not even 2 seconds, that situation could go from perfectly content, perfectly
Well,
safe
they have-
to lethal.
They have, and I know James can attest for this straight out.
yeah, they train
have,
for it.
They have an actual thing that you're supposed to do here in the South when you get pulled with a gun. As you're supposed to say, officer, I do have a firearm. It is on my
Yep.
hip, or it is on my glove box, or
And
technically-
whatever.
God, don't reach for it.
You
Well,
you
no.
are supposed to point it out flat out that I do have a firearm.
Yep.
It is in my possession.
And one
I
of the
do own this
safest things you
firearm.
can do is
Well,
put your hands
hands on-
outside the window or on the windshield.
Yeah, and
Well,
point, if you're-
technically, you don't have to do that. It's
no,
just
I'm not
courteous.
saying, but
Yeah.
it's
Courteous.
It's a
considered
courtesy.
extremely courteous.
Yeah,
like
basically
when I
what-
have a firearm in the car and I get pulled, that's the first thing that comes out of my mouth
Yep.
before they can even ask me any questions.
Before
like,
the cop
I
ever
do
gets
have
there.
a gun in my car.
Like, this
In
is
my
what-
case, in the event I ever get pulled over, I will open my window. I will have both hands resting with my wrist
Yep.
on the ledge of that window, and when he walks up, I'm going to let him know my hand's open like it, so he can see. I was letting you know I do have a firearm in the vehicle. It is registered. I do have a permit.
and you tell them where it's at.
Would
It's
you
that
like?
simple.
I will. It is. Yeah, it is located here. Would you
Now,
like for me to undo my seatbelt
This is
and
also
step
the
out?
exact same reason why cops do not want you to get out of the car
Yes.
when pulled over.
When it comes down to it, it's not. I don't believe it's a legal requirement.
No.
But it
No.
comes down to the tension.
Most
If-
people here in the South have that common courtesy
Something
to
like
point
that
it
is
out.
going to relieve a lot of tension between you and
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
cop.
like with me, like what I carry my wallet up here in my front pocket. So like even before he can get up there, I can have my license out without even showing movement, and I can have my hands on the steering wheel, at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he asks, you hand them, make sure your concealed carry permit is on top, hand it over, like split it so he can see both cards, and then tell him I have it in my, whatever pocket, I'm carrying in. So
Yep.
When it comes down to it, think about the situation.
Yep.
A cop pulls you over and you didn't mention it.
Well,
and for
like-
whatever reason, that cop felt the
Needs to
need to
get you
get
out.
you out.
Yeah.
And if he decides
Well-
that it's to the point where he needs to frisk you for whatever reason, and
you-
he finds a gun, that tension immediately escalates.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, think about a couple weeks ago. That video was going online. It was like a 60-something-year-old grandma got pulled over in the
oh
truck.
yes, that was great.
Turned around, was cussing at the cop, having a fight with the cop. I mean, a lot of people were like, "Oh, he wasn't right. He was being he was a
She
cop."
rode the lightning.
It was something simple. I think it was, what was it, broke tail light?
Yep, broke tail light.
Yeah. She turned around, would not sign the ticket, and started to drive off.
Yeah, that's
No, that's fleeing.
He finally got her pulled over again, and I'm like, well, that's one count of fleeing.
Yeah.
Felony.
He finally managed to open the door and drug her out and threw her on the ground real quick. And people are like,
And
"That
she
was-"
started kicking him.
It's like she's an old. Yeah, he opened the door and she kicked, and that's when he drug her out onto the
it
ground.
doesn't
You
matter
showed-
your
Because
age.
that just became
assault.
assault.
You
And
are
if you
showing a
keep
form of
fighting,
aggression.
that's
On a-
resisting
That's
arrest.
assault on a police officer, and I'm pretty sure that's felony.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And then fleeing is another felony.
Yep.
So this
Yep.
woman may have only had traffic tickets in her life. She
And-
just
If
got
I
grabbed.
remember
She
right, it
just
would
got
have been
two
a
felonies.
$80 traffic ticket.
Yeah.
Now she's got I don't think she resisted finally, did
No,
she?
she rode the lightning. She
Oh,
resisted.
really?
Oh yeah, they tased her. So
Yeah,
that's
she ro-
resisting
She rode it
arrest,
twice.
fleeing, and
Oh.
assaulting an officer.
God.
Yeah, because I remember her flopping like a fish now.
Oh my god.
Look,
Like,
I'm sorry,
that
I
video
love
was
taser
great.
videos. Yeah, blah, blah, blah.
I love solving citizen
My
videos.
absolute favorite is I'm gonna get you, bitch.
Oh dear God!
That dude, he got shot and it's just sitting there.
No, it's two
and instead
cops.
of falling and shaking, he just points at his wife and goes, "I'm gonna get you, bitch."
He
And
was,
then turns
tased,
around.
he was hit by two separate cops' tasers, like
Yeah.
full contact, all four prongs.
And you can see it
You
was hurting him
heard.
too.
You heard both tasers tick 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 tick, and him steadily. He just get you, bitch. It's like I never want to come across this guy. If he gets arrested in Newton County, take him somewhere else. I don't want him.
I mean, it's...
I ain't ever gonna quit tasing you, bitch.
If it was me, I'm pretty sure I would have pissed myself and fell on the ground
Probably.
Yeah.
and flopped like a whale because I'm a little on the bigger side.
I have been tased before. Where
It's fun, ain't it?
Have you seen
No,
that
it's
news
not.
article
I
where
wanna
someone
get
spray
tased.
painted a beached whale?
What?
somebody spray
No, I want
painted
one
a
that shoots
beached
out.
whale.
Wow.
Why?
There's no reasoning behind it, but like there. I guess the guy saw real estate.
We're sorry about the lawnmower, by the way.
Yeah, one of the neighbors is cutting grass, and we do not
Yeah.
have the thickest of walls.
Yeah, we got to work on soundproofing.
That's castle
this
law,
room.
right?
No,
Yeah. Sure.
not this time.
This is our castle.
But it's
It is time to end the show,
Yeah.
everybody. It is. Honestly, this turned out way better than I thought
Yeah.
it would. I knew,
Oh, yeah.
I knew the.
I wasn't expecting 2.5 hours good.
I wasn't either, but you know what? It is what it is.
Magic.
It works out fine in my.
But like I
my
said, a lot of
favor.
all this gun stuff does relate back to our original comment. Quit trying to increase laws when we have all these laws to keep these guys from getting. The problem is people are not following them.
Yeah.
If anything, do a law for a fine to the people that sell these guns to felons. That's the only law I can think of that might help.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
cut them a deal. You know, you get 2 years off if you turn in who sold you the gun.
Something simple.
It's something like even then, like there's the whole mental situation of people who
Actually,
get
wait a
something
minute.
illegal.
Hey, Jonely, is selling a firearm to a felon actually listed as a offense?
I think so.
Yeah,
Andrew, can you answer that real quick?
Yeah, KOS Southeastern would know that one.
We'll wait on him
What
for a
you were
minute.
saying.
and-
Yeah,
I forgot. I'm sorry.
yeah, the squirrel effect is strong on this show.
It is bad. It's
And
so
if that
bad.
is the case, enforce the law we have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Down
I'm
the
gonna look
line.
it up, but
I mean.
Yeah, normally he
Wait on
knows
him.
and is quick.
Yeah. He's probably typing a paragraph right now.
Oh,
Tick, tick, tick,
yeah.
tick, tick,
If
tick.
you have somebody who bought a firearm illegally, I would cover
Yeah.
my own ass if I was in
KOS
that situation.
Southeastern
Yes,
is
it was
Andrew.
this dude right here. You know, get me out of this box.
Wait a minute. So we've been doing the show for almost a year, and your brother just finally realized who my brother is. Okay, he said if you know they are a felon, so yeah, if you know they're a felon.
Third party.
Yeah, he said that if they knowingly sell a gun, then it's a felon.
Yeah.
A
Well,
felony.
most of the people
Otherwise,
you-
it's not.
Most of the people you're going to privately sell a gun to, you're probably going to already know
No,
anyway.
to some extent, yeah. And honestly, that's the way it works around here anyway.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's very, very,
Yep.
you know, you don't just sell willy-nilly to some dude that you've
Oh,
never
and
really
someone
gotten
buying to give to a felon is an even bigger one.
Yeah. I think that, what is that, a fleece sale?
with.
I think that's what the technical term is, a fleece.
Carpet sell.
Or it may have another word, but I'm pretty sure like
Something
Yeah.
like that.
fleece selling is knowing or unknowingly selling a gun
to hold out
to a
1 more
felon.
hour for
If there wasn't a bunch of stuff I still need to do, and the thunderstorm moving in, which is probably going to kill our internet.
yeah,
Yep.
that we're gonna have a downfall here in a
Yep.
minute.
Yep.
After show party. It's gonna rain.
I mean, it's. I wish.
But it goes back to one simple thing. Don't try to blame all these incidents on video games.
Yeah,
Or firearms.
I know that's a long tangent to come to a point,
Yeah.
but in all honesty, that's something.
Because bad people do bad things.
And we have to prepare for those bad people in
Yeah.
our own
It's
way.
serious.
Like, one of the main things that actually bothers me is, like, people don't seem to realize, like, here in the South, it can take up to a few minutes for cops to show up in some areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where firefighter at,
Yeah.
you know, it could take 20 minutes. Say we're on call, somebody gets aggressive
Like,
with us.
Physically, in your head, stop and think about
I
breaking
blame it all on Fortnite.
Fortnite, there we go.
Yeah.
I can do that one.
Sounds like a good scapegoat.
Look, Fortnite was an awful game, but it was one great thing. It was a great babysitter. It got all the kids off the other good games.
Like GTA.
God, yes.
Yep.
That's the only good thing about Fortnite. It was such
And that's a game, like, it's rated E for everyone.
it was primed to be
Well,
such a
it's
great
not
game.
gory. It's not like blood going and flying. It's,
Yeah.
it's like very digital styled.
Yeah.
They make it seem
Like,
like
even
it's
H1Z1 is not bad. And it
Yeah.
shows blood.
yeah, and
but
it's
it's not like-
zombie related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hell, we could spend another hour probably just talking about what games we played, what we wouldn't let or would let kids
Well, we
play.
can do that next stream.
But, you know,
well, I mean,
y'all can save that for next week when it'll probably be you, Jamie, and
Me.
yeah, we'll see.
Next week, D&D.
I work Friday.
we'll
I
see.
won't be here.
We'll figure something out.
Yep.
We will figure something out. So we're not entirely sure where it's going to
Anyway.
go.
I'll start school next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you're not even going to be here.
No, I don't have school Fridays.
Oh, so we are golden.
Yes. As
Okay.
long as we don't, like I know we did the D&D thing, like during the week.
Mhm.
Yeah, it would have to be, like, later, like, around this time.
Yeah.
to start.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, like, depending on Chelsea, whatever, and, you know, adult things we have to go do, buy groceries or whatever. Like, today, no.
God, live normal lives.
God,
Shame on you.
I hate being an adult.
Adulting.
I can't do fun things anymore.
Yeah, you can. It just costs more money.
Yeah, it really
It
does.
costs a lot of money.
Anyway, we appreciate you guys. Please don't forget to click that
Like, share, and
Yeah,
subscribe.
like, share, and subscribe
And
buttons.
join the Bell Squad.
Patreon in the description.
And don't forget Patreon in the description, apparently. And we appreciate everybody. I'm Kyle the Irishman Morrow.
Alex Fatman Gregory.
Tommy the DM Martin.
Big Boy 93 JC.
And we appreciate you guys. And we will see you next time.
Don't forget.
Check your Patreon.
Yeah, we're just getting started. I know that you want it, baby. Just get on it, ready to go. We know how to party. Pull out the Bacardi, feel it in my body. Put on a show. Yeah, let's go. Nah, we ain't never gonna slow down. How the girls looking hot like a hoe down. Everybody going off in my hometown, ready for a showdown. Keep it on the low now. We about to pop off like a bottle. Everybody knows that we're going full throttle. Drinking alcohol, yeah, straight from the nozzle. End of the night, end up horizontal. They know they want something more. They know they want something more. They've never heard us before. They've never heard us before. A sound that's hard to ignore. A sound that's hard to ignore. It's time to even the score. Everybody like we made. Everybody like we made. Rock and roll and the late. Rock and roll and the late. Okay, getting hella crazy. Getting hella crazy. We gon' party like we made it. Party like that. Party crazy.
let's go. Yeah, we going off on a Tuesday. Gonna go all out till a new day. Turn it up so loud, what you say?